All right, we're live, boys. Beef O'Brady's, the Grove in Hoover, just off 459 near the Hoover Met. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Rockstar's empty chair. He's got baby issues.
I heard he's bringing baby in tow.
Well, that's what he said.
That's what we need, crying in the background.
Yeah, Dunaway's going to love this.
He'll be right here, though. Rockstar's going to be right next to me. There's his chair.
But Beef O'Brady's a family joint. This is not like the
Yeah.
movie Sweet Home Alabama where she said, "You brought a baby to a bar?"
You can bring it, too.
You know, I found out that is one of my youngest brother, Cameron, one of his favorite movies, and he'll watch it anytime it's on.
Sweet Home Alabama?
It's awful. Do you like it?
No, the baby is here now
Oh,
with Nancy.
Rockstar pushing a baby carriage. Nobody can see it on
No.
camera. But boy, that looks weird, doesn't it?
Yep, sure does.
Yep. Rockstar and his beautiful wife are here.
God, look how quiet and nice the baby is.
Yeah, well, the sun's out. I think we figured out how that works.
She would like a lot of alcohol. They just asked her what she wants. She'd like you to hold the baby while she sleeps 8 hours.
What I miss?
Welcome in, Rockstar.
Nothing. Sit down, man.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you guys
Good to see
doing?
you.
We're still populating. That's what we like to do here
That's
to start
right.
these shows, populating things up.
So I'm going to just tell the audience what's about to happen. Lunsford is going to load a couple videos we're going to play later. So you're initially going to hear a little bit of it. So we're just going to do this on the fly as everybody's getting their drinks.
All right.
So
Cold Bud Light. Here
I
for
do
me.
have some
SEC.
not breaking news,
Yep.
something interesting.
you've got something interesting.
I've got two interesting things.
You've got two interesting
Yeah,
things.
that's one more than I had for the show today for
That
4
is
hours.
right.
You want to lead it off, Dunaway?
I'm intrigued. Wait. Rockstar, do you have anything?
We had a baby up recently.
Yeah, I
He
heard.
brought a baby to a bar.
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah, baby to a bar.
My God, that's all you ever talk about.
Name
Dennis.
like news and
Baby,
images.
baby,
It is
baby.
my life.
Baby.
Hey, I do have developing news in my household when we're populating.
Oh,
here.
so you're going to say that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Rockstar, do you want a water?
Can I have a water,
Water.
please?
water, and a baby.
Water and a baby.
So
What
Rock-
happened in the Dunaway household?
Well, Rockstar, let me just tell you that. So we sold our house when the market was really, really good to sell,
Mhm.
but it's not really, really good to buy. So
No.
we rented for a year,
Correct.
leased, if you will,
The pool's finally
a
open.
townhome. The pool did open up last
Well,
Friday.
that's a win. Wait a minute.
That is a win.
Wait a minute. There's
So
there's a loss coming up.
So we had to turn our 60-day notice, 60-day notice in earlier this month that we wanted to renew our lease for another year. We just got word back that the owner is selling, and we've got to move again.
Lance has a basement.
I already told him.
He's
Yeah,
already
Club
told
C2,
us.
right?
Yeah.
C2 Sweet.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I think Brown's got a basement too.
I got a basement. Yeah.
There's no way in hell I'm leaving with
Lunsford's
Brown.
got plenty of room.
You know what Dunaway refers to me as when we're away from here? His arch nemesis on the show.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way I
No,
refer to you. I said we used to be friends is the way I
Yeah.
refer
Oh, that's
to you.
even better.
Wait,
Yeah.
y'all are playing golf tomorrow at Benbrook.
We
right?
are playing golf
I
tomorrow.
have got a bell out of that. I'm going to tell you later on.
Oh, seriously?
I do, yeah. I got.
You want to go?
No.
You should.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love Benbrook.
I do too. I was looking forward to
I
playing. I'm
love
playing-
your arch nemesis.
I was really starting to play well too.
Yeah, I just Woody's playing. Who else?
Another friend of mine, and Dunaway was supposed to,
Yeah.
but now I may have to replace him if we're all four.
Fingers crossed. I got to be buying a suit for graduation for my son tomorrow.
I love this.
I know, fingers
Dunaway's
crossed.
world
He's
is
a-
collapsing.
He's a
She's like-
straight A student.
It's like he's Ferris Bueller.
I know.
Why do you always say that? He's a straight A
I
student.
just don't want to landmine anything, Brown.
Oh, that's true.
You got to wait to get the report card in.
Yeah. Lunsford says in the chat he's got a couple of spare bedrooms.
Yeah. that's what I said.
First and last month due on the first day.
Dunaway's going to live at the poker house.
Yeah,
I'm
Maggie.
right there with Lunsford on that.
my problem with that, Lunsford, is that I see that place for about 2 hours every Monday night.
That's right. I give you my rent every Monday night. It's right up front.
He'd be throwing the roommate out.
I don't like your house guests that you have come over on Mondays. They bug the crap out of me.
That'd be nice and quiet. Though nobody talking to
They
you.
don't talk to you.
That's right.
Yeah. Be easier for me to get to my bed
Yeah.
than driving home after losing $20.
Brett says I got a top bunk in my truck. You get to see America that way, Jimmy.
I'd love to see you and Brett on the road.
We discussed that earlier today, discussing your upcoming trip.
There any bathhouses in Detroit?
There are bathhouses all over
A
America.
Freddie Mercury special, man.
Watch out for that monkeypox.
I keep waiting for the sound you keep warning me about that we're loading something up.
It's already happened. Lunsford's already done.
I didn't hear any sound.
I know.
Well, So everything's loaded.
Everything's loaded, ready to go
I
for a
don't
little
know
bit later in the show.
I don't know how our viewers feel about it. I didn't find that distracting at all. There was
No.
no sound or anything.
Well, there was a little video thing they could see. Lunsford, though, did quick work on that as we worked through it.
Do I need to retweet that because it said
yeah.
video not available?
Yeah, retweet it.
Okay.
Did mine retweet?
See, look.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Wish I could help you. I don't know.
So who else had news? Somebody else had
Lance
breaking-
had 2 newses.
Okay.
But he's a touch distracted right now.
No,
with
it
his
just
tweets.
says this broadcast is not available.
Yeah.
It's probably censored.
Do I retweet it again?
No,
Sure.
no,
Just
you're
keep,
good. You're
just
good.
keep firing. See,
You're
it's
good.
right there.
You're
It's
good.
on my phone. We're
You're
good.
good.
Okay.
You're good. I'll start us off. I'll
Oh,
go
you got
first.
better news than that? Ush says he's got a basement too, JD.
Oh, Ush now. Now
Yeah.
we're talking. I'm in Rush. Ush, don't rent that out yet. I may need that. I want to go with 24/7's got the 10 best college football games coming up this year, and I would love to discuss these games. You give me a betting line, and these are considered to be the 10 best college football games of the year.
I say you chuckle as you say it, so it sounds like you don't even.
Well,
believe this.
24/7 calls them the 10 best college football games of the year. And my question to LT would be, how many of these are even single-digit games? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If these are the 10 best, they all should be within a touchdown, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I can't even get within 2 scores, is it really one of the best games of the year?
I'll go on and tell you that Oregon, Georgia is going to be on this list.
It is on the
It's
list.
going to be double digits. Alabama, Texas A&M is going to be on this list.
It
It's
is.
going to be double digits.
Yeah, it's going to be double digits.
Yep.
Um,
Look at Rockstar, y'all. Look at Baby Cord
Look
making
at
his
that,
debut on Double Down Media.
I have never seen this baby cry.
Oh,
What
wow.
is all the big?
I know. I hear all about the crying baby, and this baby is the sweetest
That's what I
thing.
said. Lance witnessed it. It's when
Yeah.
I have guests,
I
when
know.
people see him in public.
no, I didn't witness him cry.
No, I said you. That's what I told. I
Oh.
texted you right after this.
Yeah.
Right after you left.
Look at Baby
he's,
Cord.
he's got really good color.
Oh,
He does. Yeah, he's not a ginger like his old man.
Yeah.
Not yet. But I think Nancy's pulling for that.
Look at Baby
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes.
She's desperately wanting red hair.
Look at
Yeah.
I love how a baby grabs on your finger like that.
Got the
Yeah.
bubbles in his mouth
Yeah.
going.
Look at that. Look at that baby.
Like
just
that
kinda-
light cord.
Is he on his way to sleep, or
Oh,
is he
he
getting
is.
ready
Look-
to poop?
Look at those eyes.
It could be. We do simultaneous.
No,
We're
I've
multitasking.
seen the spit up.
He did that on me on right here
Yeah.
before we left.
Justin
Got a little-
Verlander's got nothing on young Cord.
There's a Kate Upton joke. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
All right.
Right
Look,
there in
how
the
long are you
internet.
going to hold him? As long as he's not crying?
As long as he's not crying, I'll give him back.
Nancy, do that again. I think I was making a bad facial expression.
No, she didn't hear you. She's already sending it out.
Nancy, don't send that one out. Take it again.
Yeah. Dunaway didn't like the way he looked.
Take the picture again.
I'm going to take a picture of Rockstar holding a baby doing a show.
Like I'm flying a helicopter with
Yep.
my
Look
headset.
at everybody. Look at Nancy. Without blocking my ear.
Well, how about
It's great TV
Okay,
right
yeah.
there. It's great
So
TV.
Clemson, NC State should be on this list.
Should be. Let me check. I got to reopen
Yeah.
this now. We got away from the
We're
copy.
2 for 2 that will be double digits.
Yeah,
Yep.
Clemson, NC State's on here. Why don't I just go through them? You've
That's
nailed
fine.
almost every game.
That's
so far.
fine. I think that should be double digits because it's in Death Valley.
Here
Should
we
be.
go. Utah at Oregon's number 10 on this list. And Autzen.
Yeah, that will not be double. That will be right now. If that game was to be played, Oregon would be a 3-point favorite.
Utah
Oh,
at Oregon.
yeah,
Oregon.
okay.
Oregon's a 3-point favorite, you said?
Okay.
Okay. I
There
can
we
believe
go. There's
I mean,
a good game.
Yeah, when you can say, yeah, it's the first good one that
Yeah,
you've hit. Yeah.
That's number 10.
Yeah. Screams Fox late night.
Really?
Primetime Fox.
Could it be
Primetime
the-
Fox?
No, they
Yeah.
couldn't do 11 o'clock.
I mean, those big noon kickoffs are tricky for Pac-12 games.
That's
You
right.
remember they did a couple though.
They've done
in
some 9 a.m.
2020.
games. Yeah.
There's
Just-
no way
yeah.
you can play Utah, Oregon at 9
No,
a.m.
No, I
because
wouldn't
part of the
think-
reason you want that game is the atmosphere Oregon
Yep.
brings. It's not going to be the same.
Number 9 on the list is NC State in Death Valley against Clemson.
Yeah, right
Cord,
now,
you go first.
right now I would list Clemson. Although I think NC State's right there with them. I think Clemson's probably a 10-point favorite.
10 points. So it gets us double digit. Number 8 on this list. I don't disagree with this. Bedlam this year. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Rarely a good game. Usually a lot of hype to it.
I have no idea what to expect from Oklahoma.
Or Oklahoma State, really.
Yeah, I mean, because Oklahoma
Yeah.
State's this under
I
Conti.
know. Where's that game? It's in Norman this
It's-
year?
It's in Norman this year.
I'd say Oklahoma favored 2, Lance.
Just because they
Just on
have
brand.
owned this,
On brand.
they have absolutely owned
If
this
Lincoln
rivalry.
Riley were still here,
But Oklahoma State did beat them last year.
They did.
Right?
They did.
Yeah, they're not
Yep.
beating them back-to-back years.
No, I mean, what they won 2 the whole time Gundy's been
I
there.
still think Oklahoma's going to be a good, healthy 7-point favorite here, just based on history.
Number 7 on this list from 24/7, Oregon and Georgia in Atlanta to start the year.
That's going to be Georgia 13-14.
Number 6 is Notre Dame and Ohio State in Columbus to start the year.
That is going to be 13-14.
Number 5 on this list from Brandon Marcello, 10 best games in college football this year, Texas and Oklahoma in Dallas.
Again, I don't know what to expect from Texas. Their offense wasn't a problem last year, but the defense gave up over 31 points per game. Rivalry game, I would say right now it's Oklahoma 6 or 7.
Speaking of rivalry games, number 4, Michigan and Ohio State.
Oh, that's going to be Ohio State 14.
A bloodbath this year, right?
Probably, yeah.
Number 3 on this list, I think you may put this number 1, USC and Utah.
Didn't we see a line where USC was favored in this game?
I
think USC was 1. I think by the time this goes off, it'll be Utah 3.5 or 4.
I had the FanDuel. Those were the FanDuel lines. I had those up at one point.
Number 2 on this list is Alabama and Texas in Austin.
Alabama's going to be 14.
And number 1 on this list is Texas A&M and Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
17.
So how many of Brandon's games were? I do think it may
2.
not be the best game, but I do think Alabama Texas A&M is definitely the most anticipated game in the SEC. One of the most in the entire country.
Well, especially now. Rocky, who do you think starts for A&M at quarterback this year?
I would go with Kellen Mond.
Okay, if it's not Mond, do you guys think it's Max Johnson?
I do. I've thought that all along.
I do not. I think he'll go with the young freshman.
If I was
Wegman.
to tell you whoever the quarterback is wins the Heisman, what does that mean for A&M season?
They're in the playoffs.
They should win the SEC.
Yep.
When you say that,
Could win a national championship.
could win a national championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Texas A&M will have the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
I don't think so either. I think
Yeah.
I would take the field against that and feel really good.
So those are my 10. Remember, you can always comment in the comment section over here that Brown has in front of him, and we'll get feedback to you guys throughout the couple hours. Where are we, Brownie? We need to tell them that.
We're at Beef O'Brady's in the Grove, Hoover, just off 459 Hoover Met exit. If you're in town for the SEC baseball tournament, or if you're going to be in town for the SEC baseball tournament, or if you're just headed to the tournament, this is a great place to stop by. Right on your way to the Hoover Met there. The 150 exit, Hoover Met exit in the Grove. It is Beef O'Brady's.
Yeah, real easy exit from the stadium, and they've even got the entrances dialed in at the Hoover Met, where it's right lane nonstop all the way in. If you come from Beef O'Brady's that way in, a great place to eat. And if you happen to be staying, those of you coming into town, staying out on 280, there's a Beef O'Brady's out 280 as well. So both locations work really good for you.
Blake says, Lance, the 2 USCs play, the winner gets to keep USC forever. What's the line?
Oh, well, we don't want that.
Where are we playing it?
Yeah.
Let's play it at both spots and a neutral. We got time.
I would say USC in the Coliseum is a 7-point favorite. I would think that neutral site, USC's 3.5, and I think it's close to a pick at in Columbia.
That would be fun, though. Winner gets to keep USC.
And I'll tell you this, I think they're probably about equals right now in my head. But just with the real USC,
right?
That brand is going to.
I don't know anybody that calls South Carolina USC.
I do not either.
I think maybe that's a South Carolina thing.
Only when I'm abbreviating it, and sometimes I just put SC.
Yeah, well, especially if I'm talking to SEC and I know it's South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know anybody that calls them USC. Hunter says, Rocky, have you discovered magnetic onesies are amazing? A little pricey, but easier than the snaps and the zips.
It's got magnetic on right now.
Oh, is that what that is?
Nancy is on top of it.
You're on top of it, Nancy. Good job.
This may be a little too big for me. It's because you got a lot of slack in the feet, but this is a magnetic one. I hate.
Oh, sweet. Does he have Australia on his jumper?
Oh, it's Pangea, man. It's all the continents and the animals.
Oh,
you got India, got a little camel. Africa's got zebras.
This child does not make a peep.
Yeah.
Nope.
So look at this. Magnetic.
That is the way to go right there. They didn't have those when my kids were little.
In the middle of the night when you're changing them and there's buttons, those little snap buttons, it is a nightmare. Easy to take off, horrible to put back on, and he is not cooperative when you put him back on.
Brown call him colicky a couple of weeks ago?
I asked if he was colicky
and
because
I've
of the
debated
crying.
it. Yeah.
I don't
debate it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
What? My wife gave that onesie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nancy says my wife gave him that.
I like that.
The Pangea.
Man, I wish my
So
little
soft.
Harper was that age again. I'll be honest. I'd like to turn back time.
You like her to sleep in the bedroom with you?
Thank you,
Right
Cher.
by the bed.
I mean, the baby clothes look so comfortable. They are so
It
soft.
looks like silk.
Hey, how about this?
Oh,
You can
love
turn
it.
back time on Harper, but you got to stay your same age.
I think he'll take it.
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't do that,
I don't
no.
think you wouldn't live to see her graduate.
No, no, no. Not
That's
at
the
all.
caveat.
I wouldn't live to see her graduate. Thanks, Brown.
Well, I mean, that's 18 years.
So
Yeah.
that show that I'm watching, and there's a reason I bring this up because we're talking about
Well,
basically.
let's don't run past the Brown.
Oh,
Brown
I'm
doesn't think I'm gonna make it
screwed.
18
I'm
more
screwing
years.
with you, Dunaway. I knew it would bother you.
Great health. Got a 0 rating on my heart.
Oh,
Zero
Dunaway.
rating on my heart.
Barely beaten, sir. That's a 0.
Didn't you say that you ate Jeff yesterday too?
I did. I've been eating nothing since I got a good reading on my heart. I didn't get a second opinion, by the way. I just went with it.
Yeah,
assuming that was right.
The best opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good by me. Let's
Why
go.
would I want a second opinion?
Yeah.
This one's great. I've done nothing but eat red meat and fatty foods ever since.
Is that all your breaking news? You want mine?
Yeah, Lance has got 2 pieces of breaking news.
I've only got one.
Oh, I thought you had 2. I
Oh,
thought you
he
had
had
2
I
I
had
only
two.
had 2.
He had
Oh.
the top 10 games, and he had that he's getting kicked out.
No, no,
He's evicted.
I've got a lot more. Those are just the 2 I wanted to start with.
That's just the Chiron. What's
Yeah,
that called?
that's the lead.
That's the lead.
Yeah.
Now to Major League Baseball stories.
Now here, this is according to AL.com. Justin Thomas throws shade at Jimbo Fisher after the PGA Championship.
Oh, Justin's a bammer.
The quote, he's got to win something first. I do think he's won a national championship, and I'm the guy that typically is anti-Jimbo.
That's true.
Here's what happened. During an interview with Taylor Zarzar, a fan of the show, right?
Oh, yeah. Taylor's a friend of ours, now PGA Tour Radio.
Will we call him a fan of the show?
I don't know if he's a fan of the show. I'm a fan of what Taylor does.
Taylor's
Oh,
a
I'm a fan
friend.
of Taylor.
Taylor's
Yeah.
a friend of ours. I don't
Yeah.
know that he's ever listened to the show. He used to like us.
Anyway, on Sirius XM, this was during an interview after winning the championship. Thomas was asked, Nick Saban has a 24-hour rule for celebrating. How long is the Justin Thomas celebrate the PGA championship rule? And tell me this wasn't manufactured. Yeah, I got a 24-hour rule, Thomas said. I'm not sure what Jimbo Fisher's rule is, but I guess he's got to win something first before he figures out his rules. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boom.
Burned.
So wait, now, am I to believe that Justin Thomas, who has now I love JT, but the guy who has taken at times summers off to go with that crew down to the Caribbean
Well,
is only going to celebrate a major for 24 hours?
A bunch of dudes playing golf shirtless and shoeless.
I mean, that is
summer's off is a bit
That's
of
a
an
part of
overstatement.
heaven to me. Just a part.
It's a bit of an
I
overstatement.
mean, that is some bullshit.
Don't you
I
think
mean, he wins a major, he's only going to celebrate 24
if
hours.
Arnold Palmer
My
was in the
ass.
islands with his buddies, what do you think his caddies would have looked like?
Oh, wow.
Arnie used to
And
have
Greg Norman,
Yeah.
Fred Couples. Can
Yeah.
you imagine getting them Tiger?
I know what Tigers will look like, a Perkins waitress.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Tiger didn't care.
He did not. He was not terribly
He
picky.
spray the board, literally.
Yes.
It's so different. I know what he's doing with the Nick comment, but I mean, Justin Thomas will celebrate this PGA Championship
Yeah,
Until he plays again.
well into Christmas.
I think he's probably just playing up his Saban. He and Saban have a good relationship.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they
don't you
do.
load up the jet though? If you're, I mean, when you win something like that, $2.7 million or whatever the purse was, wasn't it right at 2.7?
Yeah, something like that.
Don't you load up the jet, take your, good 4 or 5 friends with you, and just go somewhere?
Yeah, I mean that would be the hardest thing about this.
I'm not playing
is-
next weekend if I'm.
No,
Justin.
no. I don't play for a little bit, but those guys, I mean, you lose your edge. The problem is the U.S. Open is a month away, and you don't want to lose your edge, right? I mean, you'd like to win the U.S. Open too. I mean, that's the tough part about it.
Yeah, but if I take a full week or 10 days, I'm not going to lose my edge.
No,
that
probably
bad, right?
not. But you start taking 2-3 weeks off, then you're not going to be sharp for the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
My
but-
point being, it's going to be longer than 24
Plus-
hours.
But I'll
Plus,
tell you this.
he's committed to some events before he knew he was the PGA champion too. So keep that in mind.
If you go to the beach, you see people running, you see
Yeah.
people working out. So, I mean, he could still go out of town and still
Yeah.
get a couple of swings in.
Let me
couldn't he?
pull up the old PGA Tour schedule.
While you're doing that, we're here at Beef O'Brady's off of Highway 1, off of I-459, Highway 150 near the Hoover Met, getting ready for the SEC baseball tournament, which starts tomorrow, runs through Sunday. Alabama and Auburn both play on day one, so keep Beef O'Brady's in mind when you're in between games or whatever. 4 games on day one, single elimination on Tuesday. Alabama plays the first game against Georgia. Auburn plays the last game around 7:30 or later against Kentucky. 2 more games in between that, and then we get to the double elimination part of the tournament starting on Wednesday.
See, here's the problem. Like if you're Justin Thomas, next week, this coming week is the Colonial. And that's a big event he probably committed to months ago, right?
Yep.
Before he knew he was the PGA
What
champion.
is that? Jack's tournament?
No, Jack's tournament's right after that.
Is that the
Memorial?
Memorial?
Yep,
So-
that's the very next week.
Where's the
And you know he's
Colonial?
going to play in that one. The Colonial's in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
At Colonial. It's the Ben Hogan's old course.
They play in log cabins and stuff like that.
And they have to wear powdered wigs and all that.
Colonial's after that.
Oh, was it? Sorry, Rockstar. And then the Canadian Open, which is the key there, is presented by RBC, and they sponsor a ton of golfers. I don't think he's one of them, so that might be the one he skipped. And then you're the U.S. Open.
Well, I think he is one of them now. Is that CBC?
RBC.
RBC?
Yeah, Royal Bank of Canada.
I think he is one.
He may be. If so,
Yeah.
he plays in that one because they sponsor a bunch of golfers.
That was going to be my question. I wanted to ask you, Brownie, is there were a bunch of people that dumped him after he uttered a phrase that was caught on a hot mic.
Yep.
And they dumped him.
That is right.
Any of those come back yet, or how much are they regretting that after now he's now a two-time major champion?
The big one that dumped him was his clothing provider, which was
Ralph
Lauren.
Yeah.
Ralph Lauren.
Wait, what did he utter? I mean,
He left a putt short, and he uttered a word about.
He called himself a name that is often associated with the gay community.
oh yeah. Now I remember now.
Yeah, and I don't know who all dropped him. Title is stuck with him. City is still on his sleeve. They stuck with him, but he did change. It's going to be golf geeky here for a second, but if you notice on his shoulder, there's like a little fox. That's his new clothing line that he's got an agreement with. So Ralph Lauren might have been the only big one that dumped him. But do they regret that now? I don't know. He's a major champion.
Yeah,
again.
for Ralph Lauren, they probably don't care. They still got Billy Horschel. He's racking them up.
No, he's not.
Ralph
Killed me in
Lauren, that's not
DraftKings.
his real name.
Ralph Lauren?
His name's Ralph, but he changed his name. This is a true story. You know what Ralph Lauren, his real name is?
What?
Ralph Thomas.
Ralph Lift Shits. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Nope.
Lift
Shits.
It was a good name change.
Yeah, I'd go on Ralph Lauren as
I would
well.
have gone Mike. Mike Lift Shits.
Mike Lift Shits.
But again, Olivia Wilde was Olivia Cockburn.
Yep.
Would you rather be Cockburn or Lipshit?
Was it not Coburn the way the guy at Illinois is? where you don't
No,
pronounce the guy?
I
It was
think
Cockburn?
he's not
Cockburn.
from the States.
Yeah.
I think Michael Caine's real name was can't remember it. It's a bad one too. But Elton John's middle name is Hercules.
Yeah, I knew that. We've covered that before on the show. Did you say Michael Caine had a weird one?
It's like Mary Winkle or something like that. Something Winkle.
I've watched you drop stuff for 12 years. You make me nervous holding the baby.
He's doing it one-handed too.
That's all right.
I half expect to look back.
Micklewhite. I think it's Micklewhite.
Micklewhite. Michael Micklewhite.
That's
think.
not horrible.
I think
Yeah, but it doesn't flow like Michael Caine does.
out of the corner of my eye, one time I did glance over for a second. You had rearranged him. I thought you were breastfeeding for a second.
Can I give you a interesting thing that we found out that the pediatrician?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Wait for it. So she's just down to his diaper, and she's looking. She's got his
Manhood.
pecs are
Pecs.
really hard. Yeah, look at his dad. But she said this is really interesting. If I press them a little bit, and she pressed on one, milk came out. And she said it happens every now and then. It's because of the hormones in mom, but he's got milk in his titties.
Oh, how about that?
How
That is
about
interesting.
that?
I never knew that.
They say you learn something new every day.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's what I've learned today, right there.
High five. All right.
I have to expect to look back here and see Nancy laid out on the boot sound to sleep. I bet she wish she could.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just lay down, take a nap, honey.
especially with this lighting in here.
Yeah.
My goodness, your eyes look like they're glassed over.
Just lay down, take a nap. You
What do
can
you-
use the sleep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just tell her to go to the car, Rockstar. We got the baby. Go to the car.
Turn that AC way up.
Yeah.
Take a good nap.
She could fall asleep
I mean-
right there. She's good. Like she's one of those. She's like a Brown. She could just fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
Not me.
I know Cord's being held right now, but baby has not made AP.
Not a sound.
See, he ate before he got here.
Yeah. Who's
Cried
not?
50% of the way up here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad cry. It was more of like I'm uncomfortable, but not like I'm starving.
Yeah.
The starving cry is awful, and that's probably every hour. So you'll get it in a little bit
Okay.
if he lives up to
You-
expectations.
You keep saying that.
And Dunaway's pulling for it.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm
No, that's when you see me hand him a write off. Right?
Right to mom.
It still looks like he's looking at you like, seriously, of
He's-
all the dads in the world, this is the one I got.
This is the face when we're squeezing out a shat.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll smell that in a minute. We're live at Beef O'Brady's, the Grove in Hoover, 150 on 459 near the Hoover Mat exit. SEC baseball tournament coming up. Lance Cormier is going to join us in our final hour. We're here till 6. Lance jumps on about 5:30. and we'll talk SEC baseball tournament with us. You'll hear what Peter Burns thought about it and the
Bless
golf. Oh, some sneezes. And the golf over the weekend coming up from our show earlier today. We've got the Jimbo Fisher weird interview he did with San Antonio. Was it San Antonio? Yeah, San Antonio TV.
Yeah, that would be KSAT.
KSAT television out there in San Antonio. We've
Almost
got all
as
of
good
that.
as his press conference.
Almost. And we'll do the Ask Us Anything as well. You can hit us up in the comments there, whether on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching us. Ask us anything. John says, "I have 4 kids. Rockstar. I learned kids can have milk in their breast from the King of the Hill."
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know. She showed it to us. But can I mention the thing about the Jimbo Fisher thing?
Yep.
Was a lot of that B-roll? Because it seemed like the mics changed and everything, the sound changed
So-
and the angles changed. Like it's almost like this was edited. Like this was this. A lot of stuff. A lot of this was raw.
Yeah, I think Dunaway can weigh in on that. So on TV, Dunaway,
Because the sound quality.
if they've got 2 mics, one's recording in one channel, one's recording in the other, right?
That is true. That is true. And they were using multiple cameras, and that's what Rockstar is talking about.
Yeah.
What may have been happening here on their tight shot, they may have had.
It's good and framed up with the background behind it
Yeah,
on the
they
tight
may have
shot.
had Jimbo Fisher's microphone running into this camera, and then the 2 shot
Okay.
with the old guy. I
The
keep
old
calling him the old guy. I'm
He's
the old
gotta-
guy.
He's got to have a name.
The Jim Dunaway version
You
of
didn't
this
see
interview.
his face. You saw the back of his head the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like
Is-
Bob Baffert from the back.
Yeah.
And I think
Here
his mic was rolling into the other camera,
Here we
so they
go.
were not the same audio.
There we go.
Here we
We're
go.
off.
Do the cough. There we go. Hey,
Somebody's
Nancy.
yelling at Rockstar behind us.
Yeah,
Rockstar's made the baby cry.
that's really not
Wow.
that bad of a cry, though.
Dunaway wants to take care of him tonight.
It's such a sweet cry.
Yeah, 26 minutes and 36 seconds of the show. If anybody's scoring at home.
Hey,
Good run, Cord. Good run.
Wait until they're 17 and they cuss you.
Oh no, I'm
That's,
waiting
that's
for
when
the,
it's different.
I'm waiting for the next step is getting under the sink and like, what does this taste like? That's the next thing is crawling and that's then the whole nightmare and locking everything. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to that.
That crying is nothing. I got 2 chirpy dogs that'll challenge that all day long.
Oh, see, I wouldn't sleep with dogs. I can't. The way that they hearing doorbells and I guess your doorbell didn't ring at 3 a.m, but a squirrel farting and a dog goes ape.
Yeah,
I
they
had
do.
a conversation with somebody yesterday about kids, and I said, once they turn 8, everything's good.
Lance
They
is
start
right.
they start forming opinions at that age.
Well, I mean, they're self-sufficient too.
Yeah.
They can wipe their ass. They
Yeah.
Yeah.
can
I'll
get
tell
stuff
you-
for you when you're sitting down.
Anymore, a turning point. A turning point for kids, and I think Lance and Jim will agree with this. You got a long way to go before you worry about this. And maybe it's just daughters. I've got 2 daughters, but I think sons are the same way. The day that you realize they'd rather be upstairs in their room than downstairs with you, that's kind of a turning point.
Well, I talked to.
I think it's about 8 or 9 years old, probably.
Well, it's just interesting. I talked to I don't want to give his name. I don't know if he wanted me to say this, but he's a friend of the show, and he said him and his wife decided before we have this kid, we're not going to be that couple that shoves the iPad or iPhone in front of them at the table.
It's very easy to say.
We are not going to be that couple.
We were
Yes, good luck on that.
we were not going to have televisions
Yeah.
on our honeymoon.
He
Yeah.
said the first time they went out, he
Right.
said they put that color thing in front of him with the iPad. 'Cause
Yep.
That's the only way he'd shut up.
Yep.
But we're not going to be that couple that we're going to have family dinners at the dinner table every night.
Let me tell you, before you have kids, it's really easy to make stands on the stuff you are or
Yeah.
are not doing.
Yeah.
that kid is not going to sleep in our bed.
That's right. There are all kinds of things you'll
Yeah.
say. We're not
So,
doing it this way. We're
We
not
have
doing
not
that.
said that stuff yet because we're just learning.
No,
that
don't do it.
we haven't
because
put our foot down like
I'll
this
say-
is not going to happen.
the probably the one non-negotiable that we have lived up to is my wife when our oldest was born. She's now 17. When she was born, my wife said, "We are doing Christmas Eve at our house. We're staying at our house for Christmas Eve,
No matter what.
no matter what." I mean, if grandparents want to come spend
Yeah.
the night, they can come spend the night. Uncles, aunts, brother, sister, whatever. But we are staying at our house on
I
Christmas Eve.
think that's the way to do it.
I agree, and we've lived up to that one. That's the one we've lived up to. What are you doing? Got to go to the car.
Please don't leave me.
Michael says he likes LT's shirt.
It's available.
Nextroundlive.com. Yeah.
Yeah, nextround.store for LT shirt. Dunaway calls it the bread shirt.
I do.
I mean, it looks like a nice toasted
Little
piece of bread.
piece of bread.
I call it the French
Kind of
toast.
looks like a diner sign.
It does look like that's what it's designed
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
Yesterday
sign.
when I was in Costco, the guy I ran into wearing a shirt was wearing the darker color of that one. We got red and
And
what would
blue.
you call that?
Blue.
Blue?
Yeah. Blue
Okay.
Battleship.
with white.
Battleship blue.
Hey,
Um,
I would recommend, and I don't even know if they're in the store yet or not, but it's
Lunsford's
great
not
for
here to answer.
great for summer. It's the Next Round Surf Shop shirt. It's really a good looking
Right.
shirt.
You like that one?
Next Round Surf Shop.
Yep.
Go check it out.
Dunaway, have you ever been
nextround.store.
surfing?
Me?
Yeah.
I know.
Have you ever been paddleboarding? I've always wanted
Like this?
Yes. I've
Yeah, I
I've
do
always
that
wanted to try it. They
occasionally.
say it just destroys your upper body. At that level.
And
A
I've
lot
heard
of
it
people-
is much more difficult than it
Oh,
looks.
I don't think it looks.
you
Through,
done it?
through the waves, it's a little
Yeah.
more difficult.
Easier on a lake with no
Oh, yeah.
waves.
Oh, I would
In
imagine,
the ocean,
yeah.
I don't even see how people do it.
I
Yeah.
see people do it on the bay all the time. I was like, I'd like to try that. And the board's massive. It's like a 30-foot board.
Yeah, and you got to get that paddle way
Yeah.
out there to move it, don't you?
You do.
Yeah, I bet that is a workout.
That's all
Huh?
That's all I got.
Hunter said the moment Jimbo told the lady in the background to go make him a sandwich was
He did.
I
He gave her the
got
Heisman.
he
I
did.
got this. I got
He
this.
put the old stiff arm out. Dirty Duff wants to ask Dunaway, better stint, NBC 13 or CBS 42?
Oh, that's impossible to answer. That's like naming my favorite child. I was single at NBC 13.
There's your winner.
I think we figured that one out, didn't we?
But I loved CBS 42 too. Got to host the Saban show when I was at CBS 42.
Right.
But I was single at NBC 13. I was young. Everything was new to
Yeah.
me then. Everything. was new.
Everything, yeah.
HR too, right?
HR was new too. Yeah. I mean, but the first time I ever made out inside a television station was at NBC 13.
When was the last time you made out in this
Yeah.
television station?
The first time? So there were multiple times?
Well, I mean, at NBC
Yeah.
13, I assume the building, they haven't blocked off parts of the building, but here's
Are you going to tell this story?
here's a little inside secret. I'm not going to tell names or anything, but here's a little inside secret.
Would we know the name?
Yes, you would.
It's not Ken Last.
I was going
Right?
to say Ken Last.
You know a couple of them.
What was it? Jay Prater? What was his name?
Jay Prater's an old name too. Very good.
Gene Lively.
But at NBC 13, it is built on Red Mountain, but it's
Right.
actually built into the mountain. And downstairs is where they used to drop off the old film back in the early television days. And it was a photography studio downstairs, and it had a little drop-off point, and they would develop the film there. And then they had a little conveyor, what's it called, where you pull up a rope,
Dumb
and-
waiter?
a dumb waiter that
Yep.
would pull it up, the film up into the newsroom.
Y'all turn it into a sex swing.
Close.
Oh, hell.
But to go from where everybody used the building down to the bottom area was a spiral staircase like on a submarine, really tight, and you could
Right.
barely one person at a
Yeah.
time down there to get to that level that they didn't use anymore by the time I was there. But of course I would go exploring.
Yeah.
And you open up one door, Rockstar, they didn't even have walls or a floor or anything. You open up one door down there and it's just a cave.
It's like a
down
mine
there.
shaft?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, because it's built into the mountain. It's
All right.
underground.
Oh, you could make out with somebody in
Yeah,
here.
you just open up.
Hello,
So
hello.
yeah, we'd go down there and hook up.
Hook up.
Who needs work?
Did you mount a girl and go, this just in?
Drake says
that's your news minute.
Drake says, yes, very good. Drake says 3 sips of Bud Light. Jimmy Lightweight is telling makeout stories on air.
I thought about doing this, and I brought this up to the roommate. How many steaks am I up right now?
only one.
I love
Oh,
the way
really?
this started. I thought it was more than that.
Only
Uh,
one.
All right, if it had been 5, what were you going to
Well,
say?
even at one, if you want to call it, we can do this Friday. Or you're not going to be in. One Friday, you've got to go beer for beer with me on the show. It started
God.
from 9 o'clock till 1 o'clock.
Beer for beer with a
Yep.
professional.
Do you
Yes.
guys remember?
Will you do it for a steak?
I will
Hey,
throw up.
steak.
I'll throw it up at steak at trash. I would throw up.
Well, that was going to be the disclaimer. You can't throw up.
How
How can
many-
you tell somebody you can't throw up?
Yeah, stop that.
Well, I mean, if he throws up, it just
it wipes the
yeah.
mat. How many do you think you could get? Dunaway.
Well, I mean, just look. I'm drinking as fast as I can. He's casually drinking his. His is empty. Mine is barely touched.
So if I was just in 4 hours, I mean, I could probably do 15 of these.
Yeah.
So what do you think 15 beers would do to Dunaway?
Oh,
We get to see a stretcher on air.
What?
I-
At what
I
point do
in
you
4
pass out?
hours, I probably could drink 6 beers, 7 beers.
I was going to say I'll cap it out at 12 for you.
No,
That's
I
pretty nice.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. 7 would be max for me.
On Facebook, John says, I've done it and don't recommend it. Dunaway. Dunaway is dead.
Beer for
That's
beer with
Chico.
LT.
That's old Chico. Yep.
Chico.
Michael says, make it snake handlers.
Oh,
I wouldn't want to do that.
I did drink 3 snake handlers one time on a drive down to Biloxi and threw up in the parking deck when we got there.
Rich Law says, this is glorious. Michael says, single don't get you spooned.
That would be tough.
it
Single can get you a lot, but it's not going to get you spoon.
is not, but I was not looking to be spooned back then.
Joey says, next round 30A will be next. Next round 30A, like the 30A studios. What if we built one down there?
Oh, it'd be fantastic. That would have been a great plan. And I'm mobile right now, so if you guys want to do that, let's do
Dunaway
it.
needs a place to live.
Let's just get out of debt first. Is that good?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Steven says, Dunaway, what about WLEX in Lexington? My wife works there. Did you make out with anybody there?
Wow, that was fantastic. I was single there too. That was
Right.
before NBC 13. Yeah, love that. One of my favorite producers of all time, Lisa Tulp, Kansas graduate, was the best producer I ever had.
Oh, you told me the girl I know from my daughter's Taekwondo place was the best
no.
producer you ever
Oh
had.
no. Oh no.
Or was she a director?
Oh, associate producer.
I'm sure she was a director.
Yeah, Wendy.
Wendy was a director.
Okay,
yeah.
she was a
Best
director. My
director.
apologies.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally different jobs.
Yeah.
Lisa was the type person that she really liked sports. So if I said I needed 4.5 minutes, she'd give me 4.5 minutes. If I needed
Drake
5
asked,
minutes, she'd give me 5 minutes.
Drake
Everybody else
asked-
would be like 2 minutes.
Drake asked the important question. How are Lisa's feet?
Oh, beautiful feet,
Yeah.
but happily married.
She loves sports, though.
She did love sports.
So she gave you all the time you need?
Yeah, there was there were several girls there I liked. One of them was a transy
Several?
cheerleader.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Oh my
Name
God.
of the school.
Can't interrupt him in that one.
She was 3-dimensional, brothers.
She was before her time.
She had an Audi.
You gotta let it go. You gotta let it finish that sentence right there.
I knew
Yeah.
that would get you.
Yeah.
It was Transylvania, which their short nickname was.
Give me a
Transy.
V. Give me an A.
Dunaway's literally 2 sips in.
I know, don't you
We
love
don't
it, though?
do day games.
That has always been a weird name for a university to
It
me,
is,
Transylvania. Why did they
Transylvania.
name it that? Do you know?
I don't know, but it's one of the oldest institutions west of the Appalachians.
Do you remember Castlevania? I told you it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only game that I've
One of the
really ever
hardest game-
finished.
Hardest games ever
But they
played.
had a sweepstakes where you could go to Transylvania and stay in the castle, and you had to sign up through Nintendo. And I sent it in. It was going to be on Halloween weekend.
Would you have been able to go? Like, would your parents like,
Yeah,
send
sure,
over to
Lance, you go do
Transylvania?
that.
I was like 17 or 18.
Would you have gone though?
Oh my God, he was in.
I would have tried. No, they would have. Yeah, they would have flown me. And that was drinking age too.
He watched
But I had a
Jaws. When
goblet
he watched Damien, the Omen, when he was 5.
when I was
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
He was worldly.
I was an early bloomer.
Yeah. Well, traveling across the world is a different thing than going to a theater. Go to Transylvania for a
17
weekend.
or 18.
Is it by yourself or was it you
No, I
plus one?
got +1.
Okay. Take Chico.
Maybe Chico, but he would have been in the mix.
Drake wanted to know, is transy a term you guys use in the minks?
The Minx is a good show. You guys can laugh all you want. You
Yeah.
can ignore all the swinging stuff in there.
All of it?
Sweet.
Speaking of one point on Chico, he's the only person I know that has ever killed a monkey.
Why would he have done that?
Well, he lived in Kenya. His parents were missionaries, and he decided that he was going to show off his arm, and he threw a rock at a tree of monkeys, and it hit one in the head and killed it.
I had a friend
Wow.
one time.
Just a
Yeah, that's what he said. Drop like a rock.
Hey, listen.
Too bad he didn't have a cell phone back then. That thing would go viral.
I had a friend one time
You'd been in trouble.
was playing golf, and there was a green where there was like this forest out beyond the green, and this rabbit comes jumping up. And everybody's like, hey, look, a rabbit. And he was just goofing off because I'm going to kill it with my putter. And he threw his putter, and he intentionally didn't hit the rabbit. But when the putter hit, it like hit on the grip, and it threw the putter over. And the head of the putter hit the rabbit in the back of the head and just snapped its neck and killed it.
Oh my God!
I mean, if
Were you watching it?
Huh? No, I was told secondhand by about 1,000 people. That must have been. But do you know the odds of that happening? I mean, you couldn't do it if
yeah.
you tried.
Impossible.
yeah, that was that rabbit's time.
It
right
was
there.
that rabbit's
Yeah,
time. I mean, he was just screwing around. He said, I felt awful.
Yeah.
I was wrong on Chico. Did it with a slingshot.
A
Even better.
slingshot.
I told the story
Hey,
about
when it has the arm band that
about my older brother hitting Brett Flint in the head with a
Yep.
rock.
All the flints.
The
Gotta love
Flints
the
they were
Flints.
something else, man. Michael wants to know your favorite place to play, Rockstar, as we continue at Beef O'Brady's. You've never played here, have you? This is we're on the stage.
I've
have
played
you?
here before. It's
On
a good
this
place to play.
stage?
Yeah, I have. the prettiest place to play is the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville. It is beautiful.
What Black Jacket show did y'all do there?
I've done Fleetwood Mac there. We've done Queen there.
Is that the one where you told the Jeremy Pruitt joke?
That is the one I know. I did the Butch Jones.
Yeah.
I said, we love two things about Knoxville. We love playing here because this facility is beautiful. People cheer and everything. I said, the second thing is your team is not that good at football this year. They were like 0-4 at the time. And I said, I had a T-shirt idea. It'd be front and back, and one would see "Quit Your Butching," and on the back it would say "Butch, please." And Jason Rogoff was not happy. He said, "I almost pulled you off the stage," because people started, like, there were some hisses and some boos, and then they all started singing Rocky Top, and I was like, "Go ahead, do full throat. That's fine. Like I don't have a dog in the fight." And he was so pissed. But every time we're in Tennessee, we were playing in Bristol, and the first thing he told the stage manager there was like, "This guy right here told this joke about Tennessee." So every time I'm out, he'll tell that story, but he was not happy that night. Joke did not land.
I'm still trying to get Rogoff to do NWA Straight Outta Compton.
Oh,
I think
he's probably close. Real close.
It would be incredible. Every time I see him, I mean, they've done everything. They said they were never going to do like Journey. So they've like spread it out. And I think
Journey to
now
NWA is a little bit of a jump.
I think it would be incredible if you could find 5 artists that could actually pull it off. I told him I'd audition for Eazy-E.
Is Rogoff the guy that comes out and says, "Hey, thanks for being here"? Da, 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 da. Okay.
That's Jason or Jay Willoughby. Jay Willoughby does it, and also Jason.
Well, I know Jay, so it's the other guy that came out that night I was there.
But if they ever
Jason's
done
the head honcho.
They finally have done a Skinner, haven't they?
Yeah, we did Second Helping. We did
Second
that.
Helping, yeah.
We've done that. I've done it once. I think the band's done it probably 4 or 5 times at least.
Yeah.
That's a good album.
They haven't
No,
done,
it is. Second Helping's fantastic.
They haven't done Prince, have they?
Yeah.
Purple Rain?
Yep.
Yeah, the guy that did that
Robbie
concert,
did it.
Yeah, he is so good, man. He is Prince.
They did it at Iron City a few years ago, and Robbie's first gig with them, Black Jacket wise, was Prince, Purple Rain.
They haven't done Velcro Pygmies yet, have
They
they?
have not done Velcro Pygmies.
No. Chris says, "Get Dunaway a bourbon, LT. It will be a show for the ages."
I can't drink. I can't mix them up. I've started beer. I would start bourbon if you wanted to.
Well, you're a 7th done with that one.
G. Wilson says, "It brings back memories of the day Tony Curry drank on the air." I don't know if you guys, I know Lance was at Jocks then. It was actually a PSA for the Alabama Department of Transportation, the state troopers, of how, your different stages of getting drunk. Like, you have 3 drinks, you think you can drive. So Tony, back when he was on Rock 99, was he 3 to 6, Lance? 3 to 7, something like that. So he did his air shift and started drinking at 3 to show how quickly you get drunk in the different stages of being drunk. And you can imagine Tony.
Oh, he was smashed.
By the time 5 o'clock rolled around, you had lubed up Tony Curry, and it was a show, buddy.
But we had a few shows when we were doing Roundtable 10 to 2 where, it's just a late night, and he came in and he was a little sideways.
One of my best stories.
Still had it going.
Where were we? Were we in Biloxi? Oh, no, we were in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And Lance and I were sitting at one of the bars, and you could see the outside, the little turnstile table, the doors, and it was like 1 a.m. And out of nowhere, Tony Curry comes from outside to inside with 2 Domino's pizzas, and he's barefoot.
It's a true story.
Just doesn't acknowledge it, just walks
Don't
off.
say a word, just
no,
keeps going.
just like,
He was hanging out with the late Tune. Do you remember Tune?
The limo guy?
He drove us back from Philadelphia in the limo.
Well, we were in line checking out of the hotel, and he was in front of me, and he said, "Hey, did the company pay for like movies and stuff?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, like, for the hotel room, for like, did they pay for movies and stuff? And I was like, "I don't know, man." He's like, "Well, I may have ordered a couple of movies."
I may have.
Yeah,
It's debatable.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
don't think they were theatrical releases.
I don't know if you call them movies. Yeah. Oh, we're at Beef O'Brady's, the Grove location in Hoover, just off 459 and 150 near the Hoover Met exit. We're taking your questions. Landmine Believer wants to know, why is Steve Perry so damn greedy? You can't play any of their music without him singing. It has to be their songs with that new guy singing it.
Steve Perry can't really sing anymore, and
But I don't understand what he's saying.
I don't know.
Well, I know that Steve Perry got so big that he was traveling without the band and wanted to do his solo stuff. The band didn't even realize he was breaking off and going solo.
Well, that's a problem.
But he started focusing more on solo career, and I think he only had 1 hit solo.
Sherry?
Yeah.
Oh, Sherry, but everybody thought that was a Journey song.
It really does. I mean, it sounds
But
obviously just like Journey.
I remember watching the behind the music, and they were waiting on him. He had to have like hip replacement or something like that, and they were waiting on him. He said, "I needed my vocals to be right. I needed my vocals to be right." And then like Neil Sean was like, "This is it. We're just going to get this." Before they got the Philippine, This is Steve O'Gerry.
Arnold.
Pena.
Yeah, something like that.
They got Steve O'Gerry. He was the second guy that sounded like Steve Perry, but they're like, we finally just found a guy that sounded like him, because if Steve's not going to get his hip replaced and be ready, we're just going to get another singer. We're going to start touring. And then that guy lasted one tour, and then they found Arnell Pineda.
Yeah.
Arnell's great, but
He's lost his voice too now, right?
No, he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
but I thought Steve Perry in his heyday was
Amazing.
He's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, he really was.
It's one of the most original voices. But then they have Arnell that sound just like him. But meeting Arnell and have him say his number one go-to in the Philippines was a karaoke bar. He's even better at Bon Jovi, because he did "It's My Life," and it's they see it.
They
He
might
did,
want to kick John Bon Jovi out.
Yeah,
yeah, and he also did "Message in a Bottle" by the Police. I was like, this guy's incredible. His stage presence and his voice, and he's such a nice guy, so small to have such a powerful voice.
How much money could he have made? He would have never been discovered.
No.
Just on his own. He's got such a great voice.
Neil
What a
Sean-
lucky industry that is.
Neil Sean was just looking at YouTube in the middle of the night one night, just going through people doing karaoke of Journey. He said, I saw this guy.
Did he not see Cease too?
He didn't do Journey, does he?
Yes.
What does he do?
Walking in Memphis.
Oh, I think
Don't Stop
I
Believing?
think he's done Open Arms, Faithfully, Don't Stop Believing, and Separate Ways.
Well, that is a bold move in karaoke doing Journey. I mean, Steve Perry's voice.
He is. That's one of the most hard. Like, it's impossible. He is such
Yeah.
a good singer. It's such a distinct sound. It's like Robert Plant. It's a distinct sound.
Yeah. Dirty Deaf says Arnell's voice is going. I mean, he does have to be
It
older.
could be.
That is a big demand. They do a ton of shows.
Well,
don't
they showed that. Yeah, they do. They showed that that documentary, Don't Stop Believing, where they show his rise. And he said the first gig that he had with them, they were so concerned about, because he was such bursting with energy. You see, those songs are so hard to sing, like Separate Ways, and you see the footage of him running around the stage and jumping off drum risers and stuff like that, to the point where he paid the price for it the next day. But to have all that energy, and he's got to be almost 60 now.
Yeah, it's hard to believe how much. I can't even imagine how many calories a lead singer would burn. But and this will go together, because I saw Journey open for Def Leppard 3 years ago at the BJCC. Def Leppard blew him off the stage, but Def Leppard, for the Hysteria tour, decided to do the round, where everybody could see. But the problem was Joe Elliott had to go all the way around it nonstop. He said after the first show he almost died, so they had to start doing cardio where he'd be ready for the shows.
Metallica did the round too. I think the stage rotated almost to a point, but Hetfield doesn't move around as much as a lead singer Joe Elliott would.
Garth is. I'm going to see Garth in a couple weeks. He's in the round.
His physical stamina at his age to be running around like that.
It's incredible, and that's all he
still
does.
Swing from a rope.
I think he does everything. He's just nonstop.
That rope snap, somebody's in trouble.
Yeah, you're right.
Not somebody.
He gets those jeans.
Well, somebody and guard.
Yes.
Gets those jeans
somebody-
painted.
A row of people
Yeah.
in trouble.
It's gonna be white body outlines.
It may be me. I'm on the field with my
When is that?
ticket.
It's like June 11th? What
June
is that?
4th, I think.
June 4th. Yeah, it's coming up in a couple of weeks. Dirty Deaf asked, besides you, Brown, who's the biggest star from Calhoun County? I'm not a star. Terry Henley.
He's a supernova.
Terry Henley's a former SEC all SEC running back, Alabama Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Auburn legend Terry Henley.
I bet Terry Henley's birthday wasn't featured on Celebrity Birthdays.
Oh, they have mine wrong, and it was the wrong Ryan Brown.
You have the wrong Ryan Brown.
Yes.
Finally, you admit it.
So, no, I admitted that from the beginning. Once we figured it out, obviously.
Let's go. Anniston, Alabama.
Calhoun
Famous-
County. I'm trying to think of Calhoun County. Sam Bird, I think won a U.S. Open or something like that.
Sam Bird's from
Uh-huh.
Anniston?
Mm-hmm. There was somebody else done away. Jerry Pate. He's from Anniston.
Well, I mean, Jerry Pate's a big guy.
Yeah, no doubt. He's won a major. Corey says on Facebook he's watching from Boaz, Roll Tide Roll. Used to get my
Hey,
school
shout
clothes
out.
in Boaz. Josh asked, the best of 7, who wins? All right, here you go, LT. This is one of your questions. Best of 7, who wins? 87 Lakers, 96 Bulls. Best of 7 series.
I am biased, but that 87 Lakers team, when you're talking about Magic, Kareem,
You'd have Magical Jordan,
Michael
right?
Cooper, Byron Scott, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, that Laker team, I don't care how good Jordan is, I don't care how good Pippen is, 87 Lakers would beat the 96 Bulls.
So you'd have Magic on Jordan? Would he defend Jordan?
No, probably Michael Cooper.
Michael Cooper?
Michael Cooper was the lockdown.
Yeah. So Cooper on Jordan,
Yep.
Magic on.
And they tell Cooper, look, we don't want any points. Hold Jordan to 35. We're going to
That's
be
your
fine.
score.
Who's guarding John
Yep.
Paxson?
That's a good question.
That could be the problem.
And
And
you would
BJ
have
Armstrong.
you would have Kareem matched up on Ho Grant.
No, Kareem would be on Luke Longley. Who else was 96? Who was their centers? Cartwright? I don't even know who
Oh,
their
it
centers
wouldn't
were.
matter.
No, not Cartwright then.
It probably
All right,
was Luke Longley.
but it wouldn't
Bill
ma-
Winnington.
Yeah, Bill Winnington. It wouldn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, Kareem would be
Oh
there
my
once.
gosh.
That would be.
I mean, I saw a list not long ago where they had Kareem, the best player ever, which I disagree with. I wasn't a big Michael Jordan guy, but
yeah.
you got to give Jordan his due. But yeah, that 87 Lakers team was incredible.
Jonathan Allen, Redskins from
Yeah,
Anniston.
he's from Virginia. Was he born in Anniston?
Jonathan Allen, NFL football
Uh,
player. How many Jonathan Allens are in the
Yeah,
NFL?
but I thought that guy was from Virginia. Eric Davis, that played Lance remembers him, played defensive back for the 49ers. Lance, you
Yeah,
remember
he was
Eric
really
Davis?
good.
Played Anniston High School, Jacksonville
Did
State,
not know
Anniston
that.
High School. Yeah, so I'd say Eric Davis.
So he was
probably.
a Jack State product?
Yeah, Eric Davis
Wow.
played at Jack State. He was a good NFL
Oh,
player
yeah.
too. You remember he had a good career, and then NFL Network. I think he got Me Too'd.
Michael
NFL
Michael
Network.
Curry is from Anniston,
That's,
NBA player.
That is. Dunaway, you're just making crap up.
I'm
Michael
looking at
Curry
this.
is not from Anniston.
Michael Curry, NBA player.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's right.
Stell's cousin.
I mean,
Eric, NFL cornerback Eric Davis.
that's who I just said. Yeah, that's your number one right there. Eric Davis had a really good NFL career.
Singer-songwriter
Oh God.
Bobby Edwards, country music singer.
B.E.
Yeah,
That's the
what,
Bobby
what,
Edwards.
what did he write? What did he sing?
You're the reason.
You're the reason I'm standing.
No, the one
You're
that's
the reason God made Oklahoma.
Oh, I thought you were going to say,
Oh, I don't know.
what was the reason? That's the
Hoobastank.
Hoobastank song. I thought that's what.
I'm not a
Dunaway was
perfect
thinking of.
person.
Dave says
Dave-
Riley Green.
I mean, he's got.
it's got to be
big.
Riley Green. Yeah, Jacksonville State. Did he go to Jacksonville High School though?
I don't know,
I know he went to Jacksonville State.
but he's definitely Calhoun County.
Yeah,
Was that the guy I interviewed?
yeah.
They-
That was the
yeah.
guy you interviewed with the mullet.
Yeah,
Nice
he
guy.
was a nice guy. His
Yeah.
girlfriend actually set it up. Like I had to flag her down. She's very attractive, and she said he'll do it. I'll get him to
I
right,
bet.
right when he hits his ball. I'll get him to come over, and
yeah,
she did.
and
She-
I bet he came right over there.
and he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I asked him what was a guilty pleasure song for him. He said, "What I Got" by Sublime.
Oh, and he also said,
That's a guilty pleasure song.
No, he also said, "The girl you like."
I said Natalie Imbruglia
Natalie
torn is mine,
Imbruglia
and she's
torn.
also attractive. He's like, "Oh, dude, yeah, she's hot." I was like, "Yes, she is."
Did he say that?
Yeah.
The great John Reeves, who I think quarterbacked with Spurrier.
Yeah, that's
Florida.
right. He is from Anniston. You're right.
Well, I mean, it's Wikipedia, Brown. Nobody.
Yeah,
lies.
can't be wrong, right?
Yeah.
Landmine Believer says the song you're talking about is the Blake Shelton song Miranda Lambert and he's sang when they started dating, or the Shelton song with Miranda Lambert when they started dating. That's what he said. So that's the one you were talking about there, Dunaway. Oh, Dave's right. Rush Probst. Don't forget Rush is from Calhoun County.
Could have been right.
How could we have forgotten? Rush Probst.
Hmm.
Riley Green. Oh, that's right. He does live in Pleasant Valley. I mean, when he's off the road, he lives
Yeah.
near our buddy Phil
He
over there
sure
in Pleasant
does,
Valley. Yeah.
I wonder if Alabaster beats.
Calhoun County's pretty good. There's no doubt about it. Calhoun County's pretty good. I'm trying to dig back at these. Conrad watching us on Facebook from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh,
We
wow.
could be sending Lance there soon. You never know.
Love Fort Collins.
I've been to Fort Collins.
Have you?
Mhm.
Would you like to go back?
Not really.
Landmine Believer says Garth is greedy too. You cannot find any of his songs for free. Not just for free. You can't find them on paid services.
Yeah.
Garth does not allow.
I don't know if that's greed because you know how much money he can make from Spotify and
A
YouTube. And
ton.
all, I know they have to take a share of it,
Yeah.
but you're not making anything now if you're just doing CDs at Walmart and Target.
So, and
So why doesn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
He's
here's
the
what's
last. He's
That's
the
not really
last
fair
one.
to the fan, is it?
But here's what's interesting. So I'm going to go see Garth in a couple weeks, and I bought 4 tickets. So my sister-in-law is a huge Garth fan. She calls. She's like, "Hey, did you know Garth Brooks is coming to Birmingham?" I said, "Well, I got 4 tickets." She goes, "I'd love, if you don't use 2 of them, me and your brother would love to come." Well, I plan on taking my daughter, so I go to Anna Kate and I'm like, "Look, Aunt Jenny wants to come to the concert. Do you want the tickets?" She goes, "Dad, honestly, I was just going to go to have fun. The only song I really know he does is Friends in Low Places." So I tell my sister-in-law that. She's like, "I cannot believe you've raised a daughter that doesn't know Garth Brooks." I'm like, "How does she get his music?"
She didn't have access to him.
Yeah, I mean, I said the only way she could get his music is CD, and I don't know if my daughter knows how a CD works. So, I mean, like, how's she supposed to get his music? So that would be my concern if I'm Garth. He's made more money than his grandkids could ever spend. But how does the next generation appreciate his music if he's not on the
Yeah, I
streaming
mean, you can
services?
get the Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great point. It's a
They were
great
the one
point.
that last holds out too, but also Garth, you can't even look up something on YouTube to
No.
find just a music video of his. Everything is blocked.
That's how I got my tickets to Garth Brooks. A friend of mine I go to church with, she had bought 9 tickets on the field together, and she was giving 4 to her daughter and 3 of her friends. to go. And she told her daughter, hey, she jumped in the day she bought the tickets. And she was like,
Who?
That's exactly right. Her daughter is a sophomore or junior in high school and was like, I'm sorry. I'm not sure I know who Garth Brooks is.
I'm more of a Chris Gaines guy.
I bet you get his
Tell
stuff
me
anyway.
when he gets here.
But she was like, oh, if it's a big concert, I'll go. And she said, well, I'm not going to let you go unless you at least learn one Garth Brooks song. I'll give you 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks had passed. The girl said, I didn't even try. So she put them up for sale and gave them to me for face value. Can't beat that.
It seems like half of Birmingham is going to that show.
Yeah, I don't know what the
we're 50-50 right here, right?
Yeah.
I expect it to be 45,000 strong. I expect it to be the largest crowd in Protective Stadium history.
Well, I think it'll be more because there's seating on the field. All the stands are available, right?
Yeah, that's where my seats are. The field.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't either. D. Smith says he heard Garth's gripe is on streaming services you could buy individual songs. He prefers people to consume the album the way he intended. So song to song. It's just not the way it's done. I mean, like Brett says, Brownie, you failed as a parent if your kids don't know how to use a CD player. My kids don't even have a CD player.
Yeah, I don't have a CD player.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it today. I meant to bring this up on the show. See if you could guess what it is. There's video of it too. The last one of these was removed from New York City today.
Payphone.
Yep.
Wow.
Think about that. The last remaining payphone in New York City was removed today. When's the last time you've seen one?
Why would they remove it?
Because it never gets used.
I know, but they should have turned it into a tourist attraction.
Yeah, but it's kind of an
let's go
eyesore.
see the payphone.
Call it, Dad.
Tourist attraction.
I mean, when people look back in a couple of 100 years, if the planet's still
They're going to be
around.
so confused by that Colin Farrell show phone booth.
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing in that thing?
No, but I used to see like when the cell phone was out, you would see people still on the payphone, and you're just wondering what are they doing on the
It's a
payphone?
drug deal.
Yeah, or could be amongst other things.
Mafia hit.
It's definitely something seedy.
Bad credit. Couldn't get a cell phone.
I mean, I don't know how bad your credit has to be not to get a cell
Well,
phone,
originally you had to have good credit.
Did you really?
Yeah,
They did a credit check?
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever got my first cell phone, way back when, back in NBC 13 days when I was single.
Yeah, make it out in the mine shaft.
It was like, okay, just come by, we'll run a credit report on you. And I was like,
credit report.
Dude, I think
All
with a 50 credit score, you can get cricket.
well, I've got my phone. It wasn't I had bad credit.
One of my
I just
daughter's
had to-
friends,
you had
one
to
of
have
Layton's
it.
friends has got cricket.
It's got a cricket phone?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
That's not the one for old people.
No, but it's
No.
one of the services. So
Yeah.
you've got your three bigs.
It only
Yeah.
works at
with,
night.
with Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. But
It
you've
works
got,
at sunset. Great.
you've got some of these other smaller cellular companies like
Yeah.
Cricket.
It only works at night. No, that's a good line.
I'm glad you hear them occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're here at Beef O'Brady's. O'Brady's, right?
Yeah, it is
Yes,
right,
yeah.
Jim. Beef O'Brady's.
Beef O'Brady's is where we are.
And the Grove and Hoover,
The beer drink
150,
good, doesn't
459. That beer drink good.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Chad says the jitterbugs one for the old people. That's my bad, Chad. Thank you. Beef O'Brady's, 150, 459 near the Hoover Met. Coming out to the SEC baseball tournament. This is a great place to stop before or after the game, unless it's that late game that goes to like 2 in the morning. Probably not going to be open then. But you swing by here at Beef O'Brady's and enjoy the time here. Do y'all want to try to play Jimbo here?
Well, we got one more hour to go.
We got one more hour to go. Lance Cormier is coming up. If you missed earlier today, this is going to be Jimbo Fisher live on, not live, but it was on San Antonio television.
KSAT.
KSAT, Channel 12, ABC affiliate there. And this is just crazy, man. Jimbo Fisher doing an interview with the sports director there at KSATV. Here's how it sounded.
Did the name, likeness, and image rule figure in any way at all into your decision to expand your contract? Did you give yourself a second thought about, do I really want to deal with this for that much longer, or is this something you're having to adapt to regardless?
Rules are always changing. That had nothing to do with it. And name, image, and likeness, I keep saying this about recruiting. And I just researched this. Of the 11 guys we have in placing that came early, one guy has an NIL deal.
Really?
Yes,
Just one?
just one. So all these stories you're hearing are complete lies.
Well, now,
Because it was
what
written-
happened over the last 48 hours?
Nothing, and it never happened before. Because it was written on social media, and it started with the Bro Bible sliced bread deal,
Right.
so everybody believed it. Nick, all the people obviously believed it. I went and checked with our compliance people, because we have nothing to do with it. One guy.
Of the 11?
Yes. Of the early enrollees. Of the early enrollees.
Gotcha. So that said, what is all this dust up about then?
Great point.
I've just got to ask you, were you shocked that this came up? Because you just told me you only had one.
I said that about a while ago. It's like, that's why I made the original one back in February when they said we had $35 million in the thing. That's all false. It was written on social media so everybody believes it. And you got news channels believing it, big people believing it, and you believed it.
Well, and Nick Saban believed it, obviously.
Well, he's not news. You're news. You're media. Do you guys not research?
But
I'm asking you. Did you do your research?
You just
No. See, you can't answer. So you just assumed, and that's the way this world goes now. As soon as it's written on social media and someone says it, you believe it. So where does that put you as guys as reporters?
Where does that put coaches like Nick Saban who know better, if that's the case?
Where does that put reporters at?
So you're defending Nick Saban?
No, I'm asking you guys to put it out in the media. Just hold on. I ain't getting into this.
No, I understand, but I just wanted. Is this change?
It's because social media and media put it out. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
You believed it. You just asked me.
Sure. Does that change anything?
What's it change? Nothing has changed in the beginning. Truth. What's the truth? Nobody wants the truth. You want a story and a click and a hit. What's the next question? See, I threw you off your game right now. Well, you're off your game. You're out of questions.
Definitely not out of questions.
Yeah.
So how does that change the?
Doesn't change anything. Because I know the truth, and I've always known the truth. That's why.
Then why would he make that accusation?
Have to ask him.
Again.
Just let me handle it.
Why would he make that accusation, though? If it's
why did you make that accusation?
I didn't make any accusations.
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Has he apologized to you at all?
No, we haven't talked.
Would you accept his public apology?
I said we're not talking.
But he publicly apologized. Do you accept that?
I didn't read it. I don't read social media.
We said it on Sirius XM, but whatever.
I don't listen to radio. I don't listen to that.
Gotcha. Do you think this is of what happened over the last 48 hours? Do you think this is somewhat of a snapshot of a bigger picture problem?
I have no idea.
When it comes to the NIL?
I have no idea. NIL wasn't a problem.
Right. Why are the Aggies so good at this? In other words,
we're not.
Oh, really? You don't think you guys are more organized and more than any other university?
Mm-mm.
You don't think that would not have been somewhat of a motivation of why he did what he did?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Gotcha. Is there anything you'd like to add to the last 48 hours that have happened here?
Yeah, there was one deal.
There's one deal. That was it. And those all.
And I checked on that. And I checked on that from our compliance. That's where it goes.
And that's all 11 of the early signees.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So, all right there.
It looked just as bad the second time, or maybe even worse. I saw Dunaway grimaced again.
Well,
yes.
As one of our listeners earlier said when he told the lady, go make a sandwich. Somebody said I knew next round shirt could be just let me handle it.
Well, he did say that.
With a big hand.
Yeah, just let me handle it.
Yeah.
Like a 70s husband talking to the wife.
Just let me handle it.
But the funny thing about that, again, is Jimbo questioning whoever that guy was, interviewing him on, you didn't know. Well, Jimbo didn't know either. Jimbo just did his research to find out one of 11 has an NIL deal.
Yeah. Brett says, LOL, Nick Saban is going to live rent-free in his head until he retires.
Well, Jimbo just beat him.
I didn't see this part of it. Kevin asked, is Jimbo sitting on a toadstool? All right, we can pull the video back up here. A toadstool? No, he said a wooden chair.
They got the cowboy boots on, though.
Dude, how bad is that set, though? Can you go back to that real quick?
It looks like a basketball gym.
They're in a side room at a hotel, I guarantee you.
Did the name, likeness,
So everybody.
that said, what is all this dust up about then?
Is it wood paneling?
Yeah, I think it is wood paneling.
A 70s basement.
We had wood paneling in my basement when I was a kid. Did you guys have wood paneling?
The best when the cars in the 80s had the wood paneling.
Oh, I know.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think.
I never did.
I don't think we did.
Y'all didn't have wood paneling?
No.
We had it when I was a kid.
I didn't have a basement.
All right, Dunaway.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we were lucky to have rims in our trailer.
They think they're all fancy with them damn rims.
Wesley on YouTube says, "Did Saban break Jimbo's brain?"
It seems like it.
I mean, I do think. I mean, Greg Sankey's tried to shut this down a little bit, keep people from talking about it. But I think everybody knows how to fire Jimbo. I mean, if they want to get Jimbo off his game a little bit, he's shown the game plan, hasn't he?
Yeah, I wonder
For whatever that's worth.
how is this going to work game week, October 8th? Like, are people still going to be asking questions about this?
Well, I mean, if they're October 8th, yeah, it'll fire back up.
So that Monday that press conference is going to be fun with Saban.
Are you kidding me? The game day will be in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, 100%.
Will be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And that game, that tape will be played, and everything he said since will be played 1,000 times leading into that game.
You know, the bad news for Jimbo is he can't shut up. I don't think he's stopping.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
The bad news,
Or the good news for us.
Yeah, really.
the bad news is if everyone's healthy on both sides, Alabama will beat them by 3 touchdowns. That's what's bad. Is
Yeah,
that
I would agree.
he's going in coming off a win. This statement's been made, and if everyone's healthy, it would take a Bryce Young injury for Texas A&M to have a chance to win this game.
Because again, we've seen a line in this one, right? Bama's a 2-touchdown plus favorite.
Yeah, it'll be right around 17.
And by the way, I don't know if you've noticed the personality of Will Anderson. If you somehow have pissed this guy off, this guy will rip your head off and feed it to you.
I mean,
hard
Saban's
to
just
do.
going to say, hey,
It's hard
guys,
to do.
they got us last year. They embarrassed us.
Yep.
You know what's going down. Go out there and get it.
Right, so how do you rip somebody's head off and feed it to them?
It's just insulting you. Eat yourself.
Well,
Oh,
it's
no,
my
really?
head. How am I supposed to do this?
Ichabod Crane.
Somebody lit one up. Did y'all smell that?
No, you smell it. You smell a skunk.
Yeah. I don't think it's really a skunk, though.
Oh, I know that. Riley's right. The old school sports guy, Riley on YouTube, name, likeness, and image. I mean, I know technically he got them all in there, but everybody else calls it name, image, and likeness. It bothered me too. I don't know why that bothered me, Riley.
Typical Jimbo, get him out of order.
Yeah. Trip says the Jeep Wagoneer had the wood paneling. It was epic in the 80s.
That's what they had in the
sure
great
did.
outdoors, man.
Yeah. The Wagoneers made a comeback too, and those things are steep. Have you priced one of those?
Yeah,
Do they
I've
still
seen it.
do they still sip gas?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of gas mileage they get, but I know they're steep.
Finally paid $5 a gallon yesterday.
$5? Where'd you buy gas?
That was
Oh, you got to get that premium.
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
$4.96 Saturday going to the
How'd
golf
that
course.
feel?
Not good.
no, not good.
Filled up. I don't know what the tank is. I think mine was $76. I was almost on empty. $76.
Chad says he couldn't hear what the woman asked him. I think all right, so here's my theory on this.
She was saying,
She's saying things that she wanted Jimbo to relay to him.
no, she was trying to tell the reporter, I told you before we started,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about this. And she was trying to cut him off from asking more. And Jimbo was like, I've got this. He can ask away. I've got this.
Yeah, I'm in control. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
No, here's what I think happened here. So normally in a football program, you've got a media relations person that handles football. And they're the person that sets up the interviews for the coach. They moderate. They're the liaison between the media and the coach. I think that person was there, but I think the university has probably tacked a person on here because I think what's at play with Texas A&M is they're afraid what Jimbo's going to say. And I think they're kind of trying to control this situation here.
They've done a good job so far.
Yes, I think they're out of control. But they know they've got a coach that's pissed and will just shoot then ask questions, right? And I think they've probably, for his public appearances, tacked somebody on with him. Oh boy, Brett says rumor mill. Now Brett drives a truck. Diesel hitting roughly $8 a gallon by midsummer. Regular gas at $6.50 plus.
I have to get a motorcycle.
That is rough there.
Hard
you
to
know-
deliver things on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I see. Could y'all see Lance? He's got Dr. B grow that airbag. He pulls off his helmet.
Got Riley Green's mullet.
So, I mean, but you keep hearing that the supply chain, as sluggish as it has been, is going to grind to a stop in July and August.
That's what they say.
Like there'll be nothing on the shelves in grocery stores.
I don't know if it's going to get that bad.
So I need to load up on beer.
That is the first thing you need.
Yes.
I love that. That was Elton and Jif peanut butter.
Yeah. As your roommate, I'm all for that. Yes. We need to go
Do
pre-pandemic.
you remember the supermarket sweep show where they
Yeah.
run? Like I would have they always went straight for the steaks. I would have gone straight for the beer and the wine. I mean, the wine is the most expensive thing in a grocery store. If you go to the top shelf of the wine, You've got $50, $60 bottles.
But I see every year, and this is normally on Facebook, and it's only what are those news services on Facebook, like West Jerusalem News or something like that? Is
The news.
yeah, it's not like a a credible source.
Yeah.
But they always say gas prices to double over the summer and they never do. So
It'll get you to click on it.
yeah, absolutely. And then then it never happens.
Well, that COVID's kind of like not the headline anymore. Let's go to monkeypox. That's kind of scary.
Oh, LT brought it up in the office.
I don't want monkeypox.
No.
Oh,
Nobody
really?
does.
You don't?
Nobody does.
There's a T-shirt. I don't want monkeypox.
Yeah, next round.
I ain't showing up if I get monkeypox.
No,
by the way.
please
We don't
don't.
want you to.
Are you not coming to the remote today? No, my monkeypox is acting up.
All
I
right,
got a
but
flare.
What is that? Because I have a chickenpox scar.
where-
What is I think it's like somewhere on my face. What is a monkeypox scar going to look like?
well, I don't know. Is it that much worse than chickenpox?
I think it's right here.
Looks pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
It's the first time I've ever touched your face.
Is
Oh my.
Hopefully it's the last.
Yeah.
Dunaway's halfway through a beer, y'all.
Yes.
Started to touch Lance's face.
13 years.
Uh,
It's real.
There's two.
I can tell you, Rockstar, it's real.
Oh God.
Oh, Rockstar's looking. That's probably the worst monkeypox picture there
It's
is.
not that bad.
You want me to hold it up so they can see it on camera there?
Is that a penis?
I can't see that.
I
Wait,
can't
I
really see
couldn't
that,
really
can
see
I?
it. Let me see it.
Yeah, I think Rockstar's probably found the worst picture you could find of monkeypox.
I just
Oh,
looked at the Wikipedia of
Jesus.
monkeypox.
Well, I mean,
monkeypox.
You're not going to
Oh.
look like that when you get it, Lance. It's
Wow.
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be-
in black and white, dude.
Yeah.
Mm.
That looks like a bomb had gone off.
Oh.
So
Well, is it airborne? I mean, you got to
No,
touch it to
it's
get
physical
it.
contact, yeah.
So I mean, that's not. It's not
A lot of it's animal related.
Yeah. What animals are we worried about? The monkey, obviously.
Yeah. Always the monkey.
symptoms
Um,
begin with fever, headache, muscle pain, swollen lymph nodes, and feeling tired. This is followed by a rash that forms blisters and crusts over.
You
The
got a
time,
little,
the
you got a
time for
little,
exposure to onset symptoms is usually 7 to 14 days.
you got a little Fauci in you. You know that? As you read this.
monkeypox.
more like this 7 to 14
What if you got monkeypox on your ass, though? I mean,
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well,
What
I
would you
bet-
do with that,
I
right?
bet,
Start
I bet
making
that
money.
happens.
First of all, I would say, why were you touching the monkey there?
Well, listen to this. Monkeypox may spread from handling bushmeat. What it says.
Not even that.
Yeah.
Talk about an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this bushmeat?
So is Reggie Bush's girlfriend going to drop him?
Kim Kardashian?
Did she get married over the weekend?
No,
Or was that
it was
It's
another
Courtney
one?
or Chloe. What are
Oh,
Can we, while we're on that, can we get him his trophy back?
Who, Reggie Bush?
Yes. Come on.
I think they gave it back, didn't
No,
they?
they did.
Thought they did.
Matt
Did
Liner
they
was
not?
bitching about it over the weekend again
Yep.
on social media, and he's right. I mean, you can't tell me you look at college football nowadays and say Reggie Bush should not have his Heisman trophy. Give that guy his
absolutely.
Heisman
Yeah,
trophy
with,
back.
with everything that's happening there.
Let's give Bush back his trophy.
Yeah. All right. So Chad, and I doubt Chad's a doctor, says it can be airborne, but mostly contact through bite or abrasion.
Yeah.
Through a
And
bite?
Yeah.
if you get bit by a monkey, that has the monkey pox.
Or bit by a girl that was bit by a monkey.
As somebody said earlier, your boy Chico is going to become very valuable as monkeypox spread. You can
Oh,
kill a
that's
monkey with a
true.
slingshot. If you weren't with us
They're
earlier.
everywhere.
I mean, how fast can you reload shoot a slingshot?
Yeah.
I gotta ask though, like as a kid, I liked the monkey. I thought it was like a cool looking animal, but it seems like it brings us a lot of problems.
It does. I mean, if you've ever seen Outbreak, have you seen that Dustin
Yeah.
Hoffman movie?
But we now have learned, though, that the monkey didn't cause the most recent outbreak that
Where did-
rocked the world. It came from a bat. So which is more problematic, the bat or the monkey?
Well, like bats they eat insects,
Okay.
so they help clean that population out.
Well,
what
the
does a monkey
does
actually do
something,
for us?
though. It's got to do something,
They
right?
braid each other's hair when they do that.
I don't think they really do.
You don't think they do anything?
I wouldn't
You think a
think.
monkey is useless in the ecosystem?
Have you ever heard of howler monkey?
Uh-uh.
All they do is they sit in the trees. They literally oh all
all
night.
they do. All night?
Oh, they're called howler monkeys.
So all night, that's all
Yeah.
they do, nonstop.
And that's like where they warning if they see a predator nearby or something like that. They're very territorial and they pee on you.
Yeah. So, like, if the monkey went away, do you think it would be a big deal?
we don't know until it happens. So
Yeah, it would be. I mean, like, because all right, so there's like certain things you lose in the ecosystem, and it was if it's not an apex predator, it's a main meal for some predator, right? And then now that predator is going to die, and that predator is going to die. See what I'm saying? It's
You're
a
gonna
chain
have a-
reaction.
Okay,
You're
I
gonna
think
have
the
a really
monkey.
sad man in their yellow hat.
That's right. There's so
No, but the monkey is big for snakes.
right.
But I could do without snakes. I know we might have more rats.
Wait, the snakes eat the monkeys?
Oh yeah,
Small monkeys.
yeah. Google a snake eating a monkey.
I'm not going to do that.
It's not a good
You
sight.
just Google monkeypox.
I'm not going to watch a snake unhinge its jaw and
Oh,
insert a
yeah, it
monkey
just
in
gave
his
me
mouth.
cringes the way you
No.
said it. We are at Beef O'Brady's, the 459 location in the Grove in Hoover, near the Hoover Met. If you're headed out for the SEC baseball tournament, this is a great place to come and have a great meal. Michael was in Costa Rica, Rockstar, for you. He said he heard Howler Monkeys, most annoying sound, especially at night.
I mean, it's nonstop, and it's like hundreds of them, and I've seen them like on Naked and Afraid. They all walk the under their trees. They're very territorial, and they're just like it's raining, and Howler Monkeys will pee on you.
Wow.
Like get away, and
They
they'll
will
throw
pee
rocks.
on you?
They'll throw like tree limbs and stuff like that.
Carrie-
So it's like going to an SEC football road game.
Boom.
Yeah, Kerry makes a good point. If there's a disease that takes out all the monkeys, we should probably be concerned.
That's right.
We're closely related. If it's going to take out the monkey, we're
No,
probably
but
in
I'm
trouble.
saying you don't need a disease. Like if you just go out and hunt monkeys.
A monkey hunter.
So if the monkeys were trying to take us over, and
They should make a movie about that.
Yeah,
And we're-
Planet of the.
and so we all need a good night's sleep. We're in our cave. Do we put Chico at the door with his slingshot?
Well,
Then
yeah, I mean, he's
while
killed
we
a monkey.
sleep, Chico guards the door.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got an assault rifle now, so he probably
yeah.
just used that.
It
right?
doesn't even need the.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
I'm emptying my clip on the monkeys. Toby says anacondas in certain countries will eat a monkey whole.
So I was watching
That's
the
how they eat.
Serengeti, and it was really sad because this monkey was with its partner.
Yeah.
And an anaconda got a hold of it, and so the monkey had to watch from afar as its partner got coiled up.
I'm
and then
new
he-
to this. Are you saying the partner because monkeys were the same sex?
No, it was
Or
like
Was it husband and wife, or were they just monkey partners?
Like I don't think monkeys. I
No,
think
they had a business together. They had a banana stand.
Did this monkey have any
it
rights?
was like Scott Bakula and the dude from American Beauty. We're partners. What kind of business you in, boys?
Business. Come see us at Earl's Banana Stand. Earl, what kind of bananas we got this week?
Did
Well,
one-
it's
did
like
one-
the Skinner brothers.
did
The
one
SS
monkey-
Skinner prize.
Did one monkey awkwardly call the other one uncle all the time?
Didn't
Charles is coming over with his friend again for Thanksgiving.
So the only monogamous animal is a goose, right, or a geese?
No,
a duck,
Us.
some kind of bird.
there
I
was
think
something
that's
else.
been proven wrong, Jim.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I'll Google
anyway,
it.
yeah. There's one monogamous animal in the entire
Oh,
world.
penguin.
I don't think it's a penguin.
I don't think it's a penguin.
But
But anyway,
I was
gonna
gonna
say,
I think it is a goose.
These two look tight, so
They
I mean,
were.
they were rolling together until the snake got her. I
LT
gotta get a
wants
beer.
LT wants a beer.
I know.
yes.
I know. Is there
You
anything?
need anything?
I'm good. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm good.
I
Thank
gotta
you.
keep my mind. I gotta give me a good 60-minute effort at poker tonight.
What is the only monogamous animal? That's got to be a joke.
Uncle Carl.
It says beavers right away. There's no way that's true, is it?
It is true. Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, absolutely.
Did they do a consensus? Did they do a survey?
I think you're thinking of I think Lance is thinking of the swan. All right, well, the swan stays once they're not necessarily, well, they are monogamous, but they mate for life. That's the swan. The macaroni penguin is monogamous.
Thank you. Who said
Yeah,
penguin?
you said penguin.
I did.
The sandhill crane,
I said the Sandhill crane.
the seahorse is monogamous.
Wow, the seahorse is asexual.
Yeah, a seahorse can do everything himself.
No, the male seahorse has the baby. I know that.
All right, according to readersdigest.ca,
The seahorse is a master of his own domain.
long before male seahorses carry their babies into the pouch on their stomachs, they flirt with potential mates by intertwining tails and dancing around each other. Female seahorses,
That's my move.
on the other hand, can get jealous and compete with each other for a certain male.
Honest to goodness, 5th grade science, I thought, and until this day, you're telling me that the seahorse has to have another seahorse to have babies?
That's what they said right here.
I thought the seahorse had it all, did it all himself.
Asexual. I think
Yeah.
a worm is asexual.
Like I thought he ejaculated into the water and then swam through it.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I mean, it's so stuff.
You walked up at the worst time.
Thank you. Yeah.
What did he say over there?
You might file a complaint.
seahorse play.
She's gonna go back into the kitchen. They go, "What kind of show is that out there?" I really don't know. He's talking about a seahorse.
I was swimming in my shower of ejaculate.
Here's your beer, sir.
Whose jacket? Whose jacket, Larry?
The
It's not
gray,
mine.
the gray wolf, the gray wolf, the gray wolf.
I don't believe the gray wolf.
The barn owl, the barn owl. the shingleback skink,
Mm.
the bald eagle,
Can I tell you guys something about Brown real quick? If he repeats it, he wants a little reaction from
the
you guys.
gibbon.
I don't know what a gibbon is.
It's a monkey.
It is a monkey.
Wow.
Small apes, actually.
It's right above the picture. Was right above it.
The couples do cheat, break up, and even remarry. Well, that doesn't mean they're monogamous. Am I
So they
reading
have, like, it's complicated and stuff like
The
that.
black
Did
vulture.
they go to therapy too?
So, anyways, she was telling me
Would
what
you
he
let
did.
me finish? This is how she's just a bitch.
I got
nonstop. She's a bitch all day.
Oh, sit down.
Your Jimbo Fisher is on point, man. Do it again. Do it again. I got this.
Beavers and swans.
No.
Yeah, I know. I thought you weren't here for that reveal. Now, there you go. That's your monogamous animals. Did not think we would talk about that.
Is there a better defense in America than the beaver if it's monogamous?
Monogamous.
Monogamous.
The seahorse thing is what got me today. The description of what goes on with the seahorse, how it gets pregnant.
Complicated.
Yeah, showers itself.
I can't even swim.
No,
We're at Beefo Brady's. The old reset. I-459 and 150, the Grove
You
and
should
Hoover.
just give the time.
I know the Hoover Met exit time doesn't really matter, though, for anyone that cares. It is 5:21 in about 10 minutes. Lance Cormier is going to join us to talk about the SEC tournament. The former Alabama great does the SEC network work, and Crimson Sports Network will discuss that in just a little bit. Carrie says, just to confirm, humans not listed, Dunaway. I did 11, none of them were humans.
Yes.
All right.
We had a lot from beavers to seahorses, but we are not there.
Dave said this will be the first and possibly last live broadcast from Beefo Brady's.
Oh no.
Why would you not want us back? I mean, I'm not sure we're pushing a lot of burgers out the door.
Chris said beavers have nothing to do with this monkeypox outbreak. That's probably true.
Yeah, no, I've heard it really has nothing to do with the beaver.
Steven said that waitress went back in the kitchen and quit. What's your problem?
sir, do you want me to put your beer back in the refrigerator? No, I'm gonna finish it. I promise. I ain't
Do
gonna
you
leave her
think
until I
she'll
finish it.
hear again tonight swimming through my ejaculation?
Just open mouth.
That was exactly when she walked up.
No, Rockstar. Don't miss the fact that Rockstar the waitress guys asked Dunaway if he needs to put his beer back in the refrigerator.
Oh, that's an old line. My buddy Dirty used to ask me, he goes, you want a pot holder for that? Because it gets so hot.
How long
I
is
got
it?
I just wanted to explain it for those.
How long is it taking you, Dunaway?
It's one beer show, man.
All right. Well, you got 30 more minutes to finish that one.
Well, they'd have no problem pulling a fingerprint off that.
Chad says, now just imagine what the animals think of four dudes sitting at your table. Could you imagine the animals watching this like, why are they talking about us? Why are they talking about who's everybody was saying penguins. I didn't see it. They're Jimmy Sips, as Steven calls you, good old Jimmy Sips.
Well, I didn't see it. I can barely read Stella Artois.
I thought the penguin was the coolest thing I saw at the Georgia Aquarium, by the way.
More than the beluga?
I didn't like the beluga, really.
Yeah, the beluga was overrated.
They have a humpback.
They got that big whale, whatever the big one
Whale
is, right?
shark. Whale
Well,
shark.
shark. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just because of the size?
But
Yeah.
the penguins, just how active they are, diving and how deep they go and stuff. I
So,
thought the penguin was pretty neat.
I'll tell you a story. So when my little one was a baby, I'm going to say my oldest was probably 10 or so. We went to the Georgia Aquarium and we were looking at the penguin exhibit, and a gentleman that works there came up and just struck up a conversation. Very nice guy. And he asked my little one, he goes, would you and your family like to go see the behind the scenes? She's like, yeah. So he does this, boop, takes through a door, and it's
just pulls you guys away from everybody else.
Crazy. I don't know what drew him to
Was
us.
he eyeballing your wife?
Huh? I would.
Sir, oh man, we can only have room for 3. Oh.
Hey, can you hold the kids?
You know,
Easy pulling a Dunaway.
really
I know
loud.
the creases and nooks and crannies of this place.
See a little minor light.
can you imagine Dunaway?
The first time
We're
I
gonna
made
go-
out at the aquarium.
We're gonna go make out.
Get some of those little
Excuse me,
those
sir,
are on the
why do
train tracks, those mine carts. Let's do it. Quick.
yes, seahorse written on the back of his sweatshirt.
So anyway, hijack the story. So y'all,
I kept thinking of Dunaway going in and lighting the candle. This shows us how much oxygen we have left.
So you go through the
So we
secret
go in
door.
the back, and they take us to the secret door, and it's back like the whole Penguin behind the scenes, like they've got them, like they're doing
They're all back there smoking.
penguin orgy.
Oh, we got a guest. We got a guest.
It's like eyes wide shut with penguins. Hey, Sean, I thought you were good out there today. Good dive.
That son of a bitch is tapping on that glass.
That would have been much funnier.
Are we off Monday?
Well, it is Memorial Day.
What time do we got to get this suit back? Are we off Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Memorial Day. I'm at the beach.
We're off Monday.
Yes. Not this. Yeah.
Today's
yeah,
Monday,
away from
so-
today. Away from
Really?
today.
How about that? What a great company.
You
we
guys
have.
are off Friday.
Yeah, I am all Friday.
It's a long weekend.
But what I was going to say real quick, we went to that Cavs game with LeBron James. Who'd they play? We went to
Hawks
went to a Cavs
Yeah,
Hawks
Cavs
game.
Hawks game.
And the next day, I don't know what y'all did, but my ass went to the aquarium by myself, and I was feeling kind of starved. Like, I bet I look like a total loser here, because I was just walking around myself looking at the whale shark, and I saw a big man, with a selfie stick going to every glass thing and like taking a picture of him. And I was like, I'm not the worst one there. That's really sad. Anyway, what's the rest of your story?
I've really forgotten where I left off.
Special access.
No, you got back there and all the penguins were hanging out.
I really didn't have a point to the story. I was just going to say a really nice guy showed us the behind the scenes, and they did have a little medical setup. Like they had a little stethoscope, and they were listening to Penguin's heart, and they were bathing one of them, I think, or something like that. I mean, it was just really cool.
I
to
said
see
your
behind the scenes.
insurance. We don't cover that here.
Did you guys ever see Walk of the Penguins?
March of the Penguins.
March of the Penguins with Morgan Freeman
Mhm.
narrates. It was actually pretty good.
I think I've seen that. Yeah. So well, no, I'm not gonna tell you what we did the next day because
Okay,
I could
don't tell me
have.
what you-
Huh?
Don't tell me what
No,
you
no, no.
did.
I
I bet it was a world of Coke.
I bet, it,
Coca-Cola.
mixed meetings. Yes.
I bet it's a Braves game.
The world of Coke is pretty interesting. I like the aquarium better.
Yeah, I do too.
We're at Beef O'Brady's.
He hates. I was gonna see how long it would take him. He hates silence.
Tell them about Beef O'Brady's.
Yeah, Beef O'Brady's
Driver.
Beef O'Brady's Highway 150 and 459, the Grove and Hoover, near the Hoover Met. If you're coming to the SEC championship game, check out Beef O'Brady's. Great place before or after the game for all the SEC tournament games. And we are here until about 6 o'clock, about another 30 minutes. Lance Cormier, former Alabama great, going to join us to talk SEC tournament with us.
How much longer till Lance?
Lance is about 3 or 4 minutes away.
Okay, real quickly. Spencer Radler admits that he has been watching a lot of game tape of one particular player this offseason, per Brandon Marcello in an interview.
Bryce Young.
Rockstar, who do you think it was?
Jay Billis.
Jay Billis. Nope. Okay.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Nope.
Oh, Steve Tannehill.
Nope. Matthew Stafford.
Smart guy.
Been watching a lot of Matt
How about
Stafford
that?
this offseason.
Toby is going to be driving down Thursday from Knoxville. He's looking forward to the weekend, the SEC baseball tournament coming up. Lance Cormier is going to join us to talk about it right now, the former Alabama great from his home. I'm going to say up front, Lance said he's got sketchy internet at the house. We're gonna work through it, though. He is with us right now. Lance, what is up, man? How are you? Uh-oh. Can't hear you, Lance. Are you muted?
Could be on our end.
Yep, it is. It is. Got you. Hang on, Lance. Hang on.
It's on our end.
Trying to unmute. It's muted, man.
Mm.
It says his mic's not connected. Lance, it says your mic's not connected.
Not you, Lance. Other
No.
Lance.
No, Lance Taylor's is. Lance Cormier's is not, is what it says. I got you now. What's up, Lance? How are you?
Yeah, that was my fault. Muted on my end.
All right. Let's talk about the
Well, can I ask a question?
yeah, fire
before?
away. Ask Lance a question.
So I threw this out today, Lance. Steph Curry, another big game last night for the Warriors. I asked better career, Steph Curry or Albert Pujols. You faced Pujols, and I don't know how often you were intimidated by a hitter, but he was one of those guys that struck fear in pitchers.
Yeah, he really did. And it was kind of different because little friendly with him. He's my agent, same agent, so I got to know him a little bit better. But yeah, he's one of those guys. I mean, I think I threw a pitch at his neck, and he like check swung, and the ball was on the warning track, and I was like, "Oh, please don't go out." But I think people would probably say Steph Curry just because the longevity that Curry's probably going to have, that probably the last since Albert signed that 10-year deal and left St. Louis, the career hasn't been the same. And I think that's the tough part, because growing up and even like following ball, like Albert was the man. In St. Louis, he was absolutely the man, one of the toughest guys to get out. But it's kind of hit a snag once he went to LA. Now, still great numbers, great career, but like he was on pace to put up some of the best numbers ever.
Lance, man, tell me, how can you win the College World Series one year and then not make the SEC tournament the next year? Is that just a testament to how tough this league is, that Mississippi State won't be here in Hoover?
Absolutely. And a lot of the testament to is you lose 2 of your top 3 starters. And basically when you lose Landon Sims, he was the heart and soul of that team. And that's the biggest thing for me Mississippi State lost, is your team leader. Yes, he's still in the dugout, and he coached first base. It's one of those things where he was there, but still, when he's not on the mound, either every Friday night or coming out of the bullpen, it's totally different. And, you know, talking to Coach Simonis, they had guys that you really felt like they should have stepped up, but they never did. And the clutch hitting runners in scoring position is what Mississippi State struggled with all year. Because when you look at peripherals, home runs, they were up there. They did what they need to do. They still struck out a ton of guys on the pitching staff, but they just gave up too many hits and then just didn't get the big hit when they needed to. And you're right, though, Jim. It shows how close every team is. And I mean, because Mississippi State won a series against Bama. I know they had a couple other series wins, and then all of a sudden they get swept by a team. You're like, wow, how did that happen? So it's a tough year. But I think most Bulldog fans I think they would say if you gave them, you know, a 2-year shot, said, hey, you're going to win the national championship and you're not going to make Hoover, I think they would all take it.
And they'll miss the NCAA tournament, I assume, right? So this is, in football terms, you go back to Gene Chizik at Auburn, wins in 2010 the national championship. 2011's a step back, and then 2012 was a disaster. There's no way a guy who finally delivers Mississippi State a World Series championship loses his job anytime in the future. But how quick can the heat get turned up on you in a place like State?
Oh man, Coach Lemonis is safe. I mean, I would say he's probably safe for now. You go back-to-back years, no Hoover, then they're going to start talking. But he's still, man, he bought himself a lot of equity in winning the championship and just making it the years before too. So, you know, he's been there. I think it's his 3rd year. He's been there, been to the series twice, won it once, and then he did make it to Hoover. So 2 out of 3 years is good. Now, the State faithful is not going to be happy if he doesn't make Hoover again, but I don't see that happening. They recruit at, the top, one of the top levels in all of the country, much less the conference. So he'll get a winner back in there. It just needs, and right now you need the right guys to come back. You need the right transfer, hit the transfer portal, because they did that really well this year too with RJ Yeager, their second baseman. Their best player basically came from Mercer. And so if they do that the right way, you don't have to have a down year back-to-back years with the way you can do it out of the transfer portal and recruiting.
Lance Cormier is with us. You've seen him on the SEC Network and the Alabama games as well. Former Major League pitcher, former Alabama pitcher. As we continue from Beef O'Brady's at the Grove in Hoover, for any pitcher in the SEC right now, do they get relieved when they get to the Hoover Met? Not relieved like replaced in the game, but do they breathe a sigh of relief? That seems like the best pitcher's park they'll play in all year.
It's no question the best pitcher's park that they will play in. Yes. I don't know. I mean, I know Bama went to Texas early on and it was so cold, windy, and they said there was probably 11 balls that would have left the yard that didn't go. But you're right though. And now still, I did a Sanford Mississippi State game 3 weeks ago there, and Sanford hit 2 home runs that were just missiles out of the ballpark, left the second fence. So you can still get it out of there, but in general, the gaps are so big. It plays more of a doubles, triples park than a home run park. So if you don't have speedy outfielders that will go get the ball, it can be a long day for the pitchers and the staff, not necessarily giving up homers, but, balls that are just going to drop in between, just bleeders and also balls in the gap.
I don't know what you topped out on the jugs gun, but Tennessee's Ben Joyce, 105.5 miles per hour. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, I topped, I think, at 94. And that was probably just a great day. Most of the time I was 90, 88 to 91. The guns are different than when I played. We were more, you'd get the ball, they would pick up the speed around the plate as the ball would cross the plate. And then now it's basically right out of the hand. So there's going to be a little bit more arm speed, ball coming out of the hand a little bit faster, but still 105. And, the talk was like in the big leagues, you go to the Yankee Stadium and you're 3 miles an hour is harder than you've ever been. It's like, wow, you look up there, you go, man, this is awesome. And you go to Tampa Bay and you look up and you're like, dude, I'm 86. What the heck? And, our starting pitchers for the Rays they get so mad because they feel like they let one go. Look back at the radar gun on the scoreboard, and it would say 89, and they just get mad and they'd come in just complaining and griping, wanting to change it. But so the talk was, hey, it's always been at Tennessee. He's never hit anywhere else. But he goes and hits 105 at Mississippi State this past weekend. So I mean, the dude's legit, and it's not even straight. So Coach Bertman, when we were taught back in the day, an inch of movement is like 1 to 2 miles an hour. And I don't know if if you follow the pitching ninja, he's got a ball where he throws 100 miles an hour and it looks like it runs about 20 inches, from one part of the plate to inside the guy. That guy's just filthy. It's, they tell hitters, don't guess, pick a pitch out. You see the pitch, you see the spin. Like, you have to guess. You have to literally go up there and say, I'm guessing. And if he throws the slider, you're not going to hit it anyway. So you might as well try to hit the fastball, because he's gonna throw mostly fastballs at you. And if you think about the slider, you have no shot to catch up to the fastball.
All right. There's a reason I want to ask this. First of all, you teach baseball now. So tell everybody, over in that West Alabama area or even Birmingham, if they want to learn the game from you, how do they do it?
Actually, I don't necessarily, I teach some lessons. But it's just a matter of time now that the broadcast schedule has gotten too kind of hectic, not really much time there. I do coach both of my kids with the East Coast organization, East Coast Sox. It's an organization based out of Columbus, Mississippi, and they'll do a lot of traveling. Certain teams, they do a lot of showcase where they play each other at certain colleges, and if you're on one of the top 2 teams, you get to travel and do some of the travel ball tournaments. But my 15-year-old plays in that. And so I'll work with their pitchers as well. But most of the time it's just spent at the CrossFit gym training the athletes, much less, getting their bodies fit, as opposed to, the mechanics right way.
And then that's kind of what I meant there on the CrossFit. That's my bad in the way I worded that. But I did want to ask you, because I saw a story that the kid didn't throw more than 80 miles an hour until he was well into high school, I think. Like, the reason he's able to do this now is because he protected his arm on the way up. I think his parents and his coaches deserve a lot of credit for that.
Oh, absolutely. I think, you go down, we just got done with a 9U tournament in Albertville and Sand Mountain, and you watch some of these kids and they're throwing, you look at the pitch count, the pitch limit is like 100 pitches in a day. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. And so our team, when in doubt, it's a protect the player more than anything. I don't care if they win, that you want the kids to experience positive things and win and everything. But when it comes down to it, their health and their development and growth is number one. Like right now, my youngest is 9, and granted, he's not throwing that hard, but like 55 pitches, 60 pitches is enough. And most of the time that's in 3 innings, because the kids, they throw strikes, they don't throw strikes, they foul balls off. Like even my 15-year-old, who's a freshman in high school and varsity, good communication with the coach. I'm like, Coach, look, 80 pitches is good for me. I think that's enough for him. And he never pitched in more than 80 pitches. And my son would, gripe, want to go more. But I'm like, look, dude, it's not about your freshman year. It's not about this. You have to be strong, for the summer, for the rest of the season. But like, it's seeing these guys go like 115 pitches as like 14, 15-year-olds. It's just not, I don't think it's smart. Granted, you'll have some kids that never have any injuries, and you'll have some kids that blow out when they throw 60 pitches. So there's anomalies to all of it. But I think the most important thing is you got to protect the kids' arms, because they will want to play. They want to do it. Especially if they have any kind of competitiveness, they want to be out there. But it's a matter of, you have to be smarter and set boundaries before the game. You can't let emotions come into the game to play, because when that happens, like that's why when you see Clayton Kershaw get pulled in a 7-inning no-hitter, like the emotions are out of the game when you're trying to protect him for 30 starts.
So you got 12 teams at the SEC tournament. 2 things. One, if you're on the NCAA selection committee, all 12 teams make your tournament, and the other, give me a pick other than Tennessee to win this thing.
Man, it's hard to say that. I do think that all 12 teams could make it, and not only could make it, could do damage. And that's one of the things that, if Alabama, they're going to need some wins. And you got to think Kentucky and Alabama, the 2 teams that kind of snuck in had to fend off Mississippi State, Missouri. Kentucky's the only team to beat Tennessee. They've got a series win against Georgia. They played Auburn tight. So you're telling me those are teams that are possibly hosting and top 8 national seeds and the number 1 national seed. So Bama just beat Arkansas. If they play like they did this weekend, they can go to a regional win depending on who they go to. So I don't think I think they'll probably top out at 9, maybe 10. And so now you're looking at, can Bama or Kentucky win 2 to 3 games? I think Bama, it's going to take 3 wins for them to get in to make a lot more noise. So you got to win tomorrow, obviously, to make the second one. Tennessee is obviously the pick just because 4 true starters that are just unbelievable when they get Tidwell back. Once they got Tidwell back, who they thought would have been their best pitcher, and now he slides in as, hey, you don't have to be the best pitcher, but his stuff is off the chart too. So, but I think if you're Tony Vitello, I don't think if he would say that. I think you're okay if you don't win it because you get to go home and rest a little bit. And usually the team that's winning the last so many years, the team that wins the championship doesn't win the World Series. And so the ultimate goal would be to win the World Series, but still, you want to be conference champions. I think A&M, just the way A&M's playing, they're very hot. LSU, it's really weird because LSU has no starting pitching, but man, they can hit. And you showed they go to Alabama, win a series, go home, get swept, and then go to Vanderbilt and win a series. So it's like who you're going to get, but they can hit. So right now, to me, I would say Texas A&M has the best shot to win the tournament.
All right, he is Lance Cormier. You'll see him on the SEC Network, Crimson Tide Baseball, and Major League as well. Lance, man, it's always good to catch up. We appreciate the time. Thanks for previewing it a little bit for us.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you all for having me.
All right, buddy. Take care. Lance Cormier with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. I want to go back to this question in just 1 second. Got to do that first so everybody knows we're live at Beef O'Brady's and Hoover at the Grove, just off I-459 and 150, and very close to the Hoover Met. If you want to check out the SEC tournament, this is a great place to start your day. Back in the chat here, and you can always, wherever you're watching us chat, Tripp asked this question. LT, look, I know you don't watch a ton of college baseball, but walk us through this. He says Tennessee is plus 310 to win the College World Series. The field is minus 395. Which side do you take?
Okay, so remind me, once we get done with conference tournaments, how many teams will we have in regionals before super regionals?
Okay, it'll be 4 teams in 16 different regions, and then it'll go down to
that's 64 teams.
Yeah.
So you've got 1 team against 63 teams right now.
Yeah.
Realistically, though, only 6 to 8 teams can win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, but it's minus 300 something, so you got to bet a lot of money to take the field.
Yeah, right. I think I would play Tennessee. I'd take a flyer.
There's no way Tennessee wins the national championship.
No way.
No way.
Why do you say that?
I just don't think they will. I mean,
I'll go 3-1 stakes.
3-1 stakes.
Is that what that is? I mean, 3
You
tens?
get 3, I get 1.
Yeah.
You get Tennessee, and I get. Oh, I'll do that. Have we ever done one on one of these shows, a stake bet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nope.
Now, you guys got to remember to bring this up during the show tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's fair.
So I'll take everyone else in college baseball.
Yep.
We're only talking about 6 or 7 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, it's just like in the NCAA tournament. I get everybody.
I mean, the reason I feel good about this is double elimination.
Right. It is double elimination all the way through. Absolutely.
So you're saying somebody's got to beat Tennessee twice, basically.
I think that's tough.
Yeah.
Again, I got to be completely honest. I haven't watched a full Tennessee game this year.
Oh, I haven't watched 1 inning. I've seen a couple of highlights of the guy throwing 105. I can't tell you one person on the team other than Joyce. That's his name, right?
Ben Joyce, yeah.
Ben Joyce.
Yeah.
I did see that story, though. I don't think he ever threw above 80.
That's hard to believe.
I need to go back and find it, but there was an age where I don't think he ever broke 80. His parents brought him along slowly, and then when he developed, I'll look for it.
You know what's so weird about the pitch count, and I kind of get it, and I understand what Lance is saying about his own kids, and you've got to really watch this. But, we were watching baseball in an era where there was no pitch count, and guys like Nolan Ryan played forever. And I know that's probably the outlier, but Bob Gibson, I mean, there were a lot of guys. Steve Carlton, I mean, they just grinded innings.
Yeah, but you know what those guys did? They also played basketball. They also played football. They also worked on a farm, or they worked for manual labor all the time. So they didn't sit on the couch and play Nintendo and eat sugary foods and carbs all the time either.
That's, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
they worked for a living, so their bodies were built a little bit different.
Well, and you got to think some of the stuff that sidelines people now, they just fall through, right? I mean, they just played through. Like Joe Namath, I know it's football, not baseball, but Joe Namath, a lot of people think he played his final year at Alabama on 2 torn ACLs. You know, most guys would be done now. He just thought his knees hurt.
Well, there was a time where contracts weren't guaranteed. So if you didn't play, you didn't get paid.
You didn't get paid, absolutely.
Yeah, and they weren't making enough money. I mean, guys were working, second jobs in the off season.
And there weren't that many teams. So if I don't pitch when I need to pitch, and I don't pitch 9 innings, then they're going to find somebody else to take my job, and I'm going to be back working in the mill. So it was a lot more motivation there.
I just wonder how much better the pitching is today.
Yeah, I think it is a lot better than it was in general. If you go back and just watch some old tapes, you can pull it up on YouTube. Just go back and just search NBC Game of the Week 1973, right? And there'll be a live broadcast, a replay of a live broadcast from the Game of the Week on NBC with Kurt Gowdy or Joe Garagiola, and you just watch the speed of the game. It's so much faster now. The balls break so much sharper. It just looks totally different.
And all the players look different.
But, of course, the bats look different, too. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
because you remember there was a day where you shouldn't lift weights if you're a baseball player. It affects your swing.
That's right.
And that was the same with golf.
And these guys, the baseball players would go in and they'd drink 12-pack of beer to rehydrate after a game before they even left the locker room.
Right. I mean, you remember, again, it's football, not baseball, but the old photo of Lynn Dawson, halftime of the Super Bowl, he's got a Fresca and a cigarette.
Yeah. Well,
guys were different back then, right?
I can't remember the Cardinals catcher, but he was smoking in the dugout with his gear on between innings. He's sitting there. You caught it in the World Series game. He's smoking a cigarette in the middle, right in the dugout, with his chest plate on and his shin guards on. That was the baseball I grew up on. Yeah. Guys lighting a heater.
Yeah. I can't show this on the stream, but look at this stingray that was discovered. Somebody sent it to us at Next Round Live.
I would have said that is a shark.
A 400-pound stingray they found in Cambodia. That's a big stingray.
See, I would have thought that was water around it, and that's like either the body. Hippo head or
right.
Oh, my bad.
It was on me, I think.
So we don't lose the stream when you do that?
No.
Interesting.
That's Jim Downing that we keep.
I went to a place called Stingray City. Have you guys heard about it?
I've not heard of Stingray City.
Is it down in Florida?
It's in the Cayman Islands.
Nope, never been there.
And you get dropped off, and it's about 3 to 4 feet of water, and it's just a million stingrays, and they come up and they jump on you and stuff.
They jump on you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, what's that supposed to do?
Well, not. I mean, you just pet them, take pictures, the whole bit. But, this was when I went down there, it was after the croc hunter had the barb through the chest.
Right.
So you wonder, is there a chance that you touch one the wrong way, you get a barb through the chest?
Well, we went on an excursion on our cruise in some island or some country in Central America. We chose to go pet the stingrays. So, it's just 2 random guys who are just running this boat, and we hop on with them and we go out in the middle of the ocean on a reef. And no, it was sharks and stingrays. We got to pet baby sharks or a certain species of shark and stingrays. And, they throw chum in the water to get them to come. And so Maggie is getting down there to swim with them, which I didn't care about. But when my kids started to get down in there, I was like, wait a second, how do we're in the wild Gulf of Mexico here. How do these 2 local guys know that we're on this reef and they're throwing chum in the water, and the only ones that are going to come are the good sharks and the stingrays that we want to pet?
That's right. How do we know which sharks
they were playing percentages?
Yeah. I mean, how come the bad sharks not come and eat my kids? So Maggie called me a couple of names.
Did one start with a P?
It did.
It got in the water?
It did. And
so Maggie get in the water?
I got in the water and let the kids experience it very quickly, but they sensed my nervousness, got antsy, got back up in the boat, and we left Maggie there to swim with the fishes for a while.
Wow. It's like open water. You ever seen that movie?
Wow. Is that the one where they
get left? It's based on a true story.
Oh, yeah. What's the one where they all get in the water and somebody forgets to put the letter down? Open water too.
Yeah, the poor baby's up there by itself.
The poor baby's crying, and they're like, all right, here's an idea. If you'll take your top off, I think we can make I think we can fashion a rope out of that. Okay.
That would have been Lance's plan.
That was like plan number 1. Riley is a new member. Welcome aboard, Riley. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. You can all become new members at YouTube.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends about
Riley,
that.
where are you watching us?
Welcome aboard, Riley. Tell us where you're watching us.
Wait, go back real quick.
All right, what you
so
wanna
Trip
do?
tells us in 72, Steve Carlton threw 346 innings. What were the top last year innings pitched? I got to check this
Yeah,
out.
check that out.
I'm gonna say 214.
I mean, 346 is a lot. I don't even know how to guess.
Yeah, I really wouldn't either.
So a
If-
pitcher
if,
makes
if it's 246, 100
30
less.
30
starts.
starts. So if he goes 7 innings on average, that's a lot. That would only be 210.
Yeah, I say 214's top.
Yeah. How do you pitch 346? How many starts did Steve Carlton make?
Probably made about 45
I
starts.
mean, that's a lot of starts, isn't it?
I mean, he started every 5th day, every 6th day.
And would go 9 or 10 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, do the math on that.
They
though.
didn't do bullpen by committee back then.
Yeah. I mean, but I just went with 7 starts on average. That's a lot. I don't think most pitchers are 7 starts on. I mean, 7 innings per start on average.
There were no DHs back then in either league, so you had more position players to pinch hit.
Yeah. Chad says after Steve Irwin, I'm a nope for Stingrays. That was a 1 in a million shot right there, though.
That
right?
really
The
was.
barb just got him in the heart.
And,
didn't it?
and the
You've had-
crazy thing is, ironically, it was a guy that does that for a living. You
Yeah.
know?
You have more people that have died from eating sushi.
Yeah. I mean, that
Than
was just Steve Irwin. Unfortunately, it was his time to go.
It's amazing. Only
What?
3 guys were over 200 innings last year.
Yeah. I mean,
Of 4 guys.
I just did the math for you, though. I mean, think 7 innings.
So it looks like, believe it or not, Zach Wheeler from
Yeah.
Philadelphia, 213 innings.
213.
214 was a great guess.
That was a good guess, Jim.
Thank you.
Good job out of you. Blake asked Brown, were you able to get a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell? I have not yet. I had a buddy that went and they were sold out already.
Sold out.
Yeah.
I saw that on social media.
Yeah. So
So,
is that been a problem?
I can't get one tonight?
No, they went and so many people
This is
ordered the
I
first
think-
day.
Yeah, I think last Thursday was the first day they were
I
back.
think I might go tonight.
I think they ran out of shells.
Tyler says Jim should really think about what he's about to say before he says it. Absolutely the opposite, Tyler. We
You're
like
wrong,
the
Tyler.
opposite. We
Yep.
like the opposite, Jim.
What 214 was a
Spontaneous,
great
Jim.
guess. Why would I think about that?
No, I think it's some other stuff. Dennis, Facebook, watching us from Tony, Alabama. He loves the show. Hello, Tony, Alabama. I don't know where that is.
I don't either.
Here, I'm going to Google Tony, Alabama.
I'm gonna
say
guess
it's south.
You're gonna go south.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's up near the shoals.
It does kind of sound shoalish. I
Yeah.
would agree. Tony, Alabama. I am surprised.
Tony
that-
with a Y.
Yeah, Toney. Tony, Alabama.
Yep.
Is in Madison County, Dunaway. Well
That is
done.
up north.
It is up
I
north.
am hot right now, boys.
He
Keep
is.
these questions coming.
Yes.
Let the wizard loose.
I'm going to say in Tony, Alabama. He is very close to Ardmore, and I don't know if you guys. Ardmore is half in Alabama, half in Tennessee. I'm going to say he's about 10 miles from the Tennessee border there in Tony,
And
Alabama.
Atmore is in South Alabama.
Atmore is in South
That's
Alabama.
where
That is
Old
correct.
Yeller was, right?
Yeah, Big Yellow Mama.
Big
Not
Yellow
Old,
Mama.
Old Yeller
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
dog.
yeah,
The Big Yellow Mama was in Atmore. Hadn't used that one in a while.
Either way, ended up dead at the end.
That's true.
That is a good point. Riley, we asked where he's from. He's in the Tampa Bay area, Lithia, Florida, to be
Shout
specific.
out.
Riley, born in Gulf Shores, but he's in Lithia, Florida.
We're brothers, man. I'm a Lightning fan and a Buccaneer fan and a Rays
Yeah.
fan.
Trips. Shoot, I clicked on the wrong one. If Trip says the woman from Trash On today finds out Taco Bell is sold out of Mexican pizzas, look out.
Yeah,
She's a mess, isn't
she'll
she?
twerk him to death.
Yeah.
God. So back to the guy from Tampa. What's his name again? Riley.
Yeah, Riley, our new member.
Riley,
here
do you
on
think
YouTube?
you think the Lightning finish the sweep tonight? That'd be huge.
Well,
get
it
a-
would be huge.
Get a few days off.
Yep.
Load up for the Hurricanes.
Yep. Brett says he spent the weekend in Dade City, went to Tampa and Venice, and he's outside Tallahassee. Brett's our truck driver. He is all over the place. Tripp was in front of Dunaway. Wheeler threw 213 innings last season for Philly, or in front of Lance finding it. Dunaway got the right number there.
Yeah, missed it by
214.
one.
Hey, I'm going to ask you guys on the fly. So there's this
All right.
girl on Instagram.
Yep.
And I saw a viral video over the weekend. And basically, some of these Gen Xers will like say something you can't understand. It kind of the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah, catch me outside. How about that?
And she translates everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
I was going to send her Jimbo's video and get her to translate what Jimbo's saying.
Oh, do it.
Do you want to have her on?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Because she told me would love to. Don't judge me. She's got she's got TikTok accounts, all this kind of stuff.
What would we judge her? What are we judging?
Well, she said that the way her, I guess her TikTok name.
Yeah.
What's her TikTok name?
I'm interested now.
WTF
What the?
Wash and Translation Services.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I'll
judge her.
show you all the video. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
washed in translation, like lost in
Maybe,
translation.
maybe.
so we can find some old school Jimbo cuts.
Yeah,
Uh,
she'll come on and
She'll translate what Jimbo's
Yeah.
saying.
Yep.
Because he's a tough one now. You know what Jimbo does is I've noticed this. He doesn't finish. He does that.
I knocked you off your game, didn't
Yeah,
I?
and he doesn't finish words. He'll go, you won't talk about name, image, and likeness. He won't finish likeness. Like he's all the way on to the next one.
she'll figure it out. I've watched like 4 or 5 videos. It's absolutely amazing.
Chad missed this trash story. Have you looked up Cash Me Outside Girl lately? She's rich. We did
Oh,
that
yeah.
on trash.
Yeah, 1.5 million. last year.
1.5 million. Yep. Dennis, you're dead on 6 miles from the state line with Taco Bell, no Mexican pizza. Out of DP Sweet Tea, had to ask what they had to drink. They had a lot of things, apparently.
Yeah, if you're new to the show, this is when passive aggressive Jim kicks in, and I'll tell you what, I'll just come back when you guys are fully stocked, and I pull out of the drive-through line and move on to the next one.
I did see, and I don't know if this will excite Lance or not. I did see that Del Taco is coming back to Alabama.
I loved Del Taco when I lived in California for that minute. So the thing I love was you could get quesadilla and French fries, but now you can get that at Taco Bell. So the novelty's kind of lost.
There was
I'm not
a
sure the fries were any good at Taco Bell though.
They were at Del Taco though.
there was a Del Taco in Anniston when I was a kid, so we had Del Taco and Taco Bell. But I think most people like Del Taco seemed like the name brand then in Anniston when I was a kid. Yeah, I think that was what most people consider the name brand.
Hey, shout out to 2 of our sponsors. I've had French fries the last 2 times I played golf at 2 different courses. The Ballantrae this past Saturday with the Clubhouse Burger, and they were very McDonald's like, very thin and salty.
Interesting. They used to have a thick patty.
But the Meadows.
Oh, you're talking about the fries, not
The
the burger.
fries.
Yeah.
But the Meadows, wow. Their fries salted perfectly, and they had a chicken salad sandwich that you could only eat. I mean, I could only eat half of it.
I love good chicken salad.
Oh, it was so good. Chicken salad,
I
toasted.
never get it with fries though. That's
And
interesting.
She said you got to get the fries, and
Did
the fries
the,
were so good. at
Chicken
the
salad have
Meadows.
grapes in it? Was it grape?
I can't remember. I don't think it had grapes in it. I do like it when it
A
has
lot of
grapes.
celery? To have a lot of
Did
celery?
not have a lot of celery.
See, you're speaking my language now.
Yeah, but it was really. I just remember it being really, really good.
Yeah. What kind of fries do you guys like?
I enjoyed both of those. I mean, it was the thinner fries at Ballantrae, good, little thicker, but still not the crinkly cut. I mean, these were good quality fries and really, really
I
salty.
like either the McDonald like fry or even the shoestring fry. And then I still like the fry with the skin on it as long
I
as
like
they're
the skin on-
crisp.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like you get at Five Guys sometimes.
Yeah. Well, the shoestring is like at Freddy's. You're talking about that? Is
Yeah.
the shoestring? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that so much.
And they
Oh,
used
yeah.
to have it at the Up Top Tavern before
Yeah.
they went out.
I like the good Culver's.
I think
Culver's the
Five
good.
Guys
Oh,
went out
yeah.
of business.
Great
by us,
fries
didn't
here at
they?
Beef O'Brady's.
Beef O'Brady's,
Beef O'Brady's
Culver's?
too. Yeah,
Didn't Five Guys go out of business?
No, they just moved. They
They
moved
just
over
moved.
across 280.
Oh, okay.
into
Yeah.
a horrible location.
I am going to. I'm going to hit up Taco Bell on the way out of here.
All right. Beef O'Brady's. It's where we have been for 2 hours. Swing by here. A lot of people have
You know what's- you know
come
what's
out
good
and joined
here?
us at Beef O'Brady's.
If they still have it,
They've got the cheeseburger wrap. Have you ever had it?
cheeseburger wrap is good,
Fantastic.
and the fajita is actually really good.
Oh, yeah,
here,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I thought it, last
Brown
time
likes getting that.
I do.
I was in this place, I got the fajita.
Did you think of Lance?
No, I thought
Like-
of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You thought of the positive, not the negative. Their cheeseburger wrap is fantastic. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just a different taste. Like when you get a cheeseburger, you're just used to the bun taste, and it's still got the tortilla taste. I don't know. I know that sounds stupid, but it just totally makes it a different deal.
I don't believe Toby.
Toby says Arby's put a hamburger on their menu today. Anybody going to try it?
That is not true.
I don't believe it.
This April, it's an April Fool's joke.
I mean,
Well, we're in
Arby's, that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, their go-to signature is the roast beef.
Yeah. Where's the beef though? Is their thing, right?
We've got the
We've got
meat.
We got the
We get the
meats.
meats.
Where's the beef was Wendy's back in the day.
Yeah. Gotta miss a good Wendy's.
All right, that is going to do it. Beef O'Brady's, 459, the Grove and Hoover. Swing by if you're on your way to the SEC baseball tournament or out at the Met. Swing by Beef O'Brady's, also a 280 location in Inverness, and right there in Helena, it is Beef O'Brady's.
That was a lot easier than with dodgeball going on behind
Yeah,
us.
it did seem like it went by a little bit faster. Thanks to Lance Cormier for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock on the next round.
Thank you.